All right. Shalom. This is the Brothers of GMS Louisiana Saints with another live camp. But before we get started, as always, we're going to turn to the east and give all praise, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word and truth sincere into the four corners of the globe, and we brothers and them to the end. It's another Saturday, another camp, and we're going to get straight into it, going into the continuing decline and inevitable downfall of Babylon the Great, which is what you people know as the United States of America today. Because as you can clearly see, this place is finished. It's finished on every level, economically, morally, militarily. You've got the U.S. military spread thin like the ancient Roman Empire. The women in this country are the biggest whores on the face of the earth. And it's a well-known fact that the morality of the women dictates the morality of the society. So you've got degenerates out here. You've got the alphabet group beginning with LG getting pushed on a rampant level. Of course, you got the juice out here. And we know that the juice is going to lead to that charagma. And hey, what this is all going to culminate in is those nuclear missiles hitting this place. But until then, a society is going to continually collapse. What have we been seeing over in Los Angeles? You got a preset? Go ahead. Hey, as you can see over in Los Angeles, you got one of the heads of the Los Angeles Police Department's union saying, "Don't come here. We can't guarantee your safety." They're saying it's on purge. It's like the purge out here. And you got an uptick in follow home robberies, where you got criminals out here say you may walk around with a watch and you look like you're somewhat dressed and be like, "Hey, we're gonna follow this guy home, break into his house, take his shit, and leave it at that." You got people breaking into storefronts in broad daylight, not giving a shit. You got since you had that defund the police movement going on and police being villainized, you got police quitting their jobs because they can't deal with the pressure, as well as police not wanting to get the juice quitting the job. So it's complete pandemonium out here, as it says in Matthew 24, because iniquity or lawlessness shall abound. Oh, bring it out, Elijah.
It's Matthew 24:12, and it says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold."
And when you go into that word iniquity, it means lawlessness. Ultimately, the lawlessness of the laws of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, not being established in the earth. But that iniquity or lawlessness can go into the laws of this society. You don't have enough cops out here controlling things, so people are getting bold. And the situations already were bad before you had a lack of police. People were losing their jobs. People were basically getting kicked out of their houses. People are strapped with just a whole bunch of financial issues. So as things get worse and society deteriorates, you can see people get more desperate out here and more the love of many waxing cold and cold. You had one of those follow home robberies. It was in Beverly Hills, I believe, or one of those high-end areas in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. They broke into this lady's house, and like her husband was a big-time producer, knew a bunch of other big-time producers. Hey, they broke into the house, stole the shit, and put three in her head like a bowling ball, just because, leaving no witnesses. That's the type of time we're coming in, and things aren't even bad yet. You can still go to the store, and even though inflation's creeping up, you can still go to the store and get food. What do you think is going to happen when these store shelves are completely bare, people don't have any jobs, and people are kicked out of their houses, and it's like that out there. It's just dog eat dog. You know exactly what's going to happen.
And ultimately, the brother speaking about in the earth that you're witnessing. You're witnessing a great sacrifice from the Lord. All right, whether it be on whatever level. All right, whether it be like he said, there's so many catastrophic events. Man, the brother was speaking about on the way to camp. All right, there's so many things, there's a conglomerate of things in the earth, man. All right, and guess what? They're not slacking a moment. As a woman giving birth and doesn't slack, you holding it? Well, go ahead, and I'll bring it over.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
And they draw nigh. They're nigh at hand. They're close at hand, and they're not slacking. If somebody, I know you know what the bar in Ezekiel, I think 12, where it says, that proverb shall no more be said 12 and 20 times. Hey, for the longest time, people have seen the men of the Lord out here prophesying and thinking it was a joke, that we were wasting our time. Oh, we've been hearing We've been hearing about famines and nuclear war and pestilences and earthquakes since our grandparents, and nothing has happened. But hey, we're living in the times where that woman is giving those birth pains and about to give birth to that baby being Jacob's trouble, death, destruction, misery, blood, guts, and ass, you name it. It's as it says, they're drawing nigh and they're not slack. The Most High is no longer being slack with it. So you people, hey, as a lot of brothers have been saying, hey, we're seeing a lot less scoffers coming out to the block, coming onto the comment boards, because you're seeing these things come to pass before your eyes. It reminds me of any brothers that played those Halo games. You had the character called the Prophet of Truth. And he said, there was one quote that always stuck with me. He said, there are those that said this day would never come. What are they to say now? Not a goddamn thing. Hey, these curses are you're about to wear these curses like a musty outfit.
You got that.
Verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
And of course, when a woman's giving birth, that's a painful experience. You got the blood, the placenta, the contraction, screaming, trying to force it out. And it's going to be no different. You people out here, as it says, the mighty men shall wail and lament like women. Cry bitterly. Everybody's going to be in a state of mourning and misery because of all the wickedness you people have been living, being adulterers, drug addicts, liars, cheats, robbers, rapists, murderers, sodomites. You got it? Being just a whole host, a manner of degeneracy out here, as it says, because the judgments of the Most High aren't executed speedily. The people think that it is set in their hearts to do wickedness. They think that, hey, since nothing's been going on, this is just what it is. Yeah. There's no morality. There's no greater power or law to anything. I'm just getting it I'm just getting it how I live. But hey, the time is coming to where those judgments are coming. Hey, and especially with these women out here, you're seeing a bunch of these women, Instagram models, anything like that, and they got all these fans and stands out there. Hey, they sick of looking at the computer screen. They want to, like the girl on the ring, they want to come through the computer screen and get it busted. People hey, you got the dude on who killed his ex-girlfriend and his pregnant ex-girlfriend and his ex-wife. He did the live stream. He's like, hey, to you women out there, just don't treat men like that. Like, don't take a man's kids away from him. And we know a lot of you women do that. Take a man's kids away from him, lie on him like they lied on that man's. She said he molested his kids. Did all that. And he's like, hey, I just got through killing my ex-girlfriend, and now I'm going to my ex-wife. And the video ended with him walking up to her apartment. And he's like, there she is. And she was like, oh no, today is the day. And that's when the video cut off. And then that's all she wrote.
He was up there and said it to himself too.
Yeah, what's funny about it, there was a whole got on the stage that same week. He was like, look, I don't know what I'm gonna call this shit. He said, but I know one damn thing, you women finna catch hell. That same, like a day later, that's when that shit happened. And then they had some shit that went down with some women being kidnapped. Another woman got kidnapped in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can hear the woman, she running like the real purge at her. She banging on the door. And the nigga said, Standing on the ground. I got it on video. He ran about some lady was dragging him like a rag doll, like a sack of potatoes.
Hey, it's about to be knee pads and Tim season.
Hey, these men, these men are tired of your motherfucking shit. You dog ass, filthy, no good fucking hoes, man. You got hell coming towards you. These niggas are getting this cold ass fucking spirit, bro. It's real hard and not giving a damn about blowing you away. Chopping your ass up, man.
Yeah, that complicated spirit started leaving.
Yeah, Jake putting your ass in a can and making soup out your ass, man. I'm tired of your shit.
Hey, this brother knows about it. When you go to those like red pill videos on YouTube and stuff, these men are saying, hey, we need to go back to the days of the Greeks and the Romans who just took shit. We need to go back to that ancient spirit. That's the spirit, as the brother was saying. Men are getting back in that Conan spirit that I'm gonna take shit, and that on top of there not being cops out here, it's about to be all hell and pandemonium. You name it.
Days of sipping almost over, man.
This is a precept back in the brother from point he was making earlier when he was going to basically the mindset. Us on this side of the field after being like you were speaking earlier about because of the judgment being slack and coming, you know what I'm saying? How say it?
Because wickedness in it.
Right. So basically this is going on right here, man. Back in the brother. This is 12 and 45. It says, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord, the live is coming. Y'all had somebody had
That's his favorite. That's how y'all.
Oh, okay. It says, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunk. You know, that's what I'm saying, like y'all going back into this Americanized mindset. Like I say, those judgments are starting to happen now, but it's the beginning of them. You know what I'm saying? You go before so-called 2019, which C19, whatever you want to say. Like America was pretty much in a complacent mindset. So the Lord turned it up, even though He used the so-called white man to come out with all this bullshit. It's really the Lord behind it. The Lord likes to stir up all type of promotions because out of that chaos comes what? You know what I'm talking?
And they were literally being that city with unwalled villages dwelling carelessly.
Right. So it says, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when He looketh not for him.
Hey, you back pocket Israelites, like we were talking about with the lesson yesterday. You got a lot of jakes out here that want to keep the truth in their back pocket till mad day to pull it out. And the Most High is not dealing with half steppers anymore, so we're going into this. And even jakes that are in the truth, saying a servant being slack, you really now understand the gravity of what you're in. You're not taking it seriously until it gets serious. But by that point, it's going to be too late. And Apostle Tahar also did a video the other week saying he wasn't saying he was going to name 2022 this year, but he was saying, hey, I might the name of this year might be the year of scrambling. Talking about you jakes that weren't about it, scrambling around and moving like cockroaches that get a light put on you. And look at what happened with Fopi and them over there. They came out saying, oh, we were contemplating suicide, we're bugged out. Hey, a lot of you people that have been, again, half-stepping and not taking it seriously, being that drunk, trying to refried. Hey, you should stick his head in a microwave.
He got that music executive deal, man. With one of them.
The R&B singer.
Yeah. I showed y'all bro the fish in there with a cigar and shit, feet cocked up and goddamn.
That music executive deal and that Medea spirit on it.
Yeah.
But hey, the Most High about to all you people out here that haven't been taking this truth seriously, the Most High is about to come when you least expect it and catch you unawares like a thief in the night.
And these like I said, all of this destruction and chaos that's happening are for signs and warnings to the elect. So that's why we're bound up and getting Lord, because through all of these prophets coming fast, that's letting us know, okay, the season of the Lord's return is upon us. Now, do you know the exact date? No. But we're preparing ourselves. So at any given time when He comes, we don't find us right out here land. It says, and at an hour when He is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. Right?
And for him his portion with the unbelievers. And what's that? Hey, getting beaten with those many stripes. Hey, because you people knew the truth, you heard the truth. But hey, you took it as a joke, as it says also in 2 Ezra 9, in that time of liberty, they treated the word and scoffed at it, and loathed the law, and cast it behind them.
Kidnapping right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Niggas kidnap niggas.
Oh, yeah.
Was that one of the Bible who said, when she get captive, go captive?
2 Ezra 16.
Yeah. Even your children will go captive.
Yeah, that was this man. You don't think they're gonna copyright us or nothing?
Nah, it was on. That's on some Twitter shit. Come on, this is what it's getting. This is what it's getting down to out here, man.
That's why I said,
Fucking.
and will cut him in sunder. This will come in you Negroes like you right? And will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
So Yahweh shall say, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. And that sword is going to be all the calamities of Jacob's trouble. Hey, pushed by who? The literal sword of the Most High, Esau, Edom. the so-called white man who's bringing the C-19, the juice, the charagma, the orchestrated famines, all these different calamities to try to bring about his NW0, that great reset. But ultimately, there is an NW0 moment of the kingdom.
Yeah, but what I want to say, what that Miss Independent spirit that was in, what that Miss Bad Bitch, Bad
I don't need no man. Wonder Woman.
Hot Girl Summer shit.
HBIC.
Yeah. Where is that? Well, I seen you was taking some blows to the head, real everything, and never to be seen no more. That was like a couple days ago. Ain't seen it since.
I'll even say this, like, just out here in public, going to the store, doing what I've been seeing a lot of Eves looking spooked out lately, because they know what's coming. They can feel it. That's why you've been seeing an uptick in new gun owners, and it's been mainly Eves.
Out of class, it's 200.
All at the range.
It says 250 women in the class, 2 men.
And shit, a woman
learning, how to utilize
You want to shoot herself.
It's all women in the class.
He doing all that, but when shit hit the fan, he's gonna run away from that motherfucker. She gonna throw the pistol in your fucking hand.
she ain't about busting that eye.
We're not going by what your defense class telling you, man. We're going by what the scripture says.
That's our defense class.
Yeah.
Right?
The law, the protection of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai.
Psalm 91.
Because if you don't have that hedge in that day, hey, it's a wrap for you. What does it say? Even the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So even if we're going to be on the time like that, going through trials and tribulations, how much more you people that don't have that protection?
Yeah. And then how much more you didn't do better?
Exactly. As the brother going into.
So verse 7 says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself. So you know the truth, right? And you don't do what's according, right? Required of us, right? Neither did according to his will. How about you now, child? You got booed up. You got booed up with your new boo or your old boo. When you went to Home Depot and purchased that brand new electric lawnmower, all right, and nigga ain't seen you since, man. You ain't done this shit.
That you got to plug up. That you got to plug up.
Yeah.
So you can only go so far in your loved one.
You just want to be the Israelite, but you bang on Edomites. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do whatever it's going to take you to you got to be delivered spiritually, mentally, and psychologically before the Lord going to visit you and take a lot of the abundance there with you. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of work to do. You got to wake your ass up in the morning and clock into that delta, right? You know what I'm saying? And you got to take your shit. So what's the point of walking around like Mr. Pig or something down here, right? So anyway, lay at the point, okay?
You got the Israelites, even they Smith as the Israelites. You wanna make movie-like trailers to some imaginary shit in your mind that you're not even a part of.
Hey, bye.
Then you got to they wanna make a movie. Then you got the guys that want to compensate and make 30-second videos about what the fuck the real prophets are doing. You see how the brother punched that Edomite? You see how the brother cut him up? That's the bitch about that, but you ain't doing nothing. But you making 60-second videos, man. A minute videos about news and shit. Yeah. You putting emoji eyes all in the front of the video. Hey man, they on the video that's so hard, and they watching Terrence go by. Oh, Terrence, he posting it up. But you ain't doing nothing.
Like, they don't even,
You don't do nothing, man.
Videos, Jake put a little even video somebody.
Yeah,
Somebody face to it.
yeah, man, Jake sick, man. With the movie trailer shit, man, Jake.
With the Lord of the Rings soundtrack too.
Yeah, man, Jake putting. You see the sound, the music thing, but you're kind of the world that shit, man. Jake been following the right.
The orchestra. Yeah. Jake looking like he wearing a expired Halloween mask in the video, but that's just his face.
He got so black kind of just running around. Like you got the
he has some booty holes for eyes. Your eyes look like some buttholes.
A silhouette thing.
That Pied Piper.
Got a silhouette
Shit
dark.
Yeah, the hamburger. Yeah, the hamburger and shit, man.
And when you get defeated on one
Go ahead, brother.
No. It said, neither did according to his will shall be beaten with many stripes.
Many stripes, many blows, many calamities. Hey, You're gonna go through the plagues,
Yes.
the pestilences, the famines, seeing your loved ones get put to death before you, and you probably gonna get tampered with, like these women are gonna get tampered with out here. Cannibalism going on, martial law camps.
To add on to you, like the scripture said, my Lord believes is coming. So that's a person claiming to serve you. How about you?
Serving.
But their mindset is that of a person that don't believe that the Lord is coming soon. So their lifestyle reflect that oh, I'm an Israelite and all of that type of shit. You look at IUIC, they don't maneuver as if they're in the last days. Look at ISUPK, they don't maneuver as if they're in the last days. They all move like it's 1992 again. And you know what I'm saying? They got a whole long future in America to get these Israelite camps looking all fresh and clean, but we trying to get the fuck up out of here. It's like Jim Pence is the only camp among all the Hebrew Israelites that you see on YouTube that got that sense of urgency to get the fuck out of here, man.
Real
You know what I'm
talk,
saying?
man. Literally,
You don't see that sense of urgency in no other camp. But y'all
The baby.
Give me that
You can see that sense of urgency on getting up the prophet going down.
They hit the pause button and said the baby.
While he's trying to stick his hand in some paint so that's some pockets over his keys.
Hey, Elder, what you said? The bootleg. Take through, man.
We're gonna get you killed, man.
Where's my key?
We're gonna get you killed,
I
man.
can see it, you can shoot some shit, you know, yeah, with the yeah, but at the end of the day, man, you ain't supposed to be. You gotta look in the mirror at the end of the day, man. You gotta get delivered out of America at the end of the day. You don't want your excuse to be, man, look, Lord, debate. The Lord ain't gonna have no understanding.
The Lord gonna kill you in the baby.
Hey,
Look, Lord, the job. Or look, Lord, the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? My niggas in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they is. You know, they laughing and they scoffing and this and that. And the Lord don't want to hear about none of that. The Lord like, look, I lay my life down. I got my butt ass naked. I got beat to the post. Put the open shame. So, you know, so these men can come out here and just say that they're Israelites. Just know who they are. Just to have an opportunity to get delivered out of this bondage. Right? So how much more should we, you know, be willing to go through? I mean, Yahushua went through it first. We're gonna walk down that path Yahushua went down. It's gonna be hard as a motherfucker. That's why he went down the path first to let you know, look, if it happened to me, how much more would it happen to you? You know what I'm saying? But you can say they hated you because they hated me. They hated me. They hated me.
Then Jay sell all out for a Lil Wayne looking one. Like this other nigga that came down here was crying by the camp. I seen that nigga somewhere on a regular day. This old Gucci man looking bitch you with, man.
This was wrong.
You know a bitch like Gucci man. And you out here crying.
The old Gucci man.
Yeah, the old Gucci man. I'm talking about the so icy Gucci man. And that's what niggas need the truth for. You know? He like the bitch look like some shit from Bell Bryant, man. Y'all know about everybody's Bell Bryant? The white boy been in the woods and shit.
Right.
Some shit he didn't
Bear
like.
Grylls?
Yeah, Bear Grylls. Oh yeah, Bear Bryant. Bear Grylls, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. And I can see you now. You the same guy gonna have the confidence to say, "Oh Lord, I stopped the truth because of my woman. I stopped pursuing the truth because of my job, man."
You did, man.
You're dead, man. What you say?
You did, man.
You're dead, man. For a damn job that you ain't gonna have probably a couple months from now, man.
January.
They just reinstated that. When you deal, watch it out. Don't do it. When you dealing with Esau, it's a long rabbit hole, man. Once you take that juice, you gotta take some more juice, all the way up to that Revelation 13:16.
To consume it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got family members talk that shit about the juice, how they ain't gonna do nothing. Nigga, it's 3-4 months in, you still at the job. Something looking fishy.
I ain't gonna
Fishy
take
now.
This 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Yahushua.
Judgment must begin at and what's the house first and foremost? Right. The body, right? The ministry. Hey, the ministry and Jake's Jakes that aren't right in the truth, hey, they're gonna get that business first, and then it's gonna trickle down to the 2/3 afterwards, and then hey, you heathens afterwards. But the key point is that it's gonna begin at the house of the Most High. So everybody should be on their P's and Q's right now, having all 10 toes down, not half stepping, pushing this word as hard as you possibly can, fighting back that old man coming back, creeping in. And, hey, the brother was saying, friends in the world, a job, a woman, any little vices you may have had in the past. You gotta nail that shit to the cross. You gotta put that thing to death. Because as we can clearly see, it's only getting darker from this point on. Each day we get closer to the kingdom. Each day is gonna get worse. There ain't no going back. So the only place you can go is forward. What are you gonna go back to? There literally is nothing to go back to. This society ain't gonna go back to C-19.
Hey, real quick, right what you said. So Rock 6:17. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright.
Direct his friendship aright. God. Direct his friendship aright with Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the truth, and the brothers, just redirecting your whole life. Keep whole life towards Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, really becoming that new man. If you of course you got younger brothers and sisters that are just now waking up and coming to the truth and stuff. But if you've been in this for a while, you should have a completely different mindset in your head. You should be looking at the old, as it says, search out the old ways and the paths of our fathers. You should really be going back in that ancient mindset and not being in this. I'm in a lukewarm, metrosexual Israelite mindset. Lackadaisical kind.
You 10 years in, you don't know that you can't eat McDonald's, and you still eat McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Drinking Coke. Still eating McDonald's.
This is something. You go to the guy's house. Hey, how you the business? How you going there? It's a real event that happened. You go. That happened before. You done got a mystery meeting in everybody. It's some balled up shit. What the fuck is that? Oh, that was an old one. That's you with that shit, man. That's you with that shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, but look, but just like right what it just said, it says, whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship right? Meaning get it in order. You know, the Yahweh Shai first, and then everything else, right? Second and third, different, right? So it says, for as he is, if you make friendship with his world, right? So shall his neighbor be also, right? So Father, you make friendship with his world, you be like the brother made those examples, man. That sounds like a worldly leader, man. So without all those abominations in your refrigerator and all that type of shit, amongst other things, you know what I'm saying? Just generally speaking. You know, but you got it up.
And what is it? I'm roughly paraphrasing. This is the Most High is so pure, he can't even stand and look upon the evil. He should be trying to come into that stead. Of course, we can't enact the laws in this society, but you should be enacting the laws in your mind. Like I'm just disgusted seeing everything. I want no part to do with it, and I take myself away from it as much as I can until the time comes of judgment and the time of threshing. And I hope I'm of that number. I hope we're all the sincere brothers and sisters of that number to get ultimately receive that salvation. But you should be in that mindset walking like I'm because our righteousness is as filthy rags, and of course we're gonna go off until we get those good bodies. But you should be in that mindset like I'm already pure. I'm too pure to look on the iniquity and the disgust of this society.
Yeah, Jake don't come around to enjoy the product. Jake come around to set up some shit 3 times over where we gonna be at, man. Just being a male gigolo. A lot of you niggas in the male gigolo spirit, man. You tricking and the whole tricking, man. Yeah. Serious, that's the truth. Hey man, there's somewhere in the line you get your plaga wet and you move the fuck on, man. And you go you do your dinner break, you can be amongst you can't be right here just looking at on a manhunt, on a massive all-out manhunt for hoes all day.
Pussy warrior.
You like a dog that sit there, ain't nothing going on. He just a dog that's hungry for no reason. Just for no reason. Just hungry. Jake, 38 years old in heat, man. You got that in as a little man. As a young man.
Hey, it's like Mel Gibson told his wife on that phone call. He's like, you're like a fucking pig in heat. Jake around here like a fat pig in heat.
Yeah, living a fucking double life.
I got you all right.
Then you got Jake, Pastor Hart told us back then. You remember that video? Pastor Hart said, man, I see all y'all to be out there still loaded, man.
Wow. Hey, brothers watching shit coming off power lines and all that.
Yeah. Jake watching
shit. All off in the face.
Yeah. So we got to the level.
Boogers in this shit.
Yeah, we ain't got to the level where we can see that shit, man. Jake living a goddamn double life, man.
Jake's supposed to be old.
Just real quick. It says, Sirach 6:1, it says, instead of a friend, become not an enemy. An enemy to what? See, how about Shimei Shah, house of David, right? For thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame and reproach.
Yeah.
Even so shall a sinner that have a double tongue.
Yeah, double goddamn life, man. You live, and brothers see this shit too. Brothers that's on the side, should be, you should have the discernment to see that brothers the guys that's come out here, because not all of them are brothers, man. Brothers see that you high as Tyrone Biggums, man. You didn't smoke the moon rock before you came in the camp. You see that shit, man? You ain't fooling nobody, bro.
Damn.
Niggas got a whole rock from the moon and smoke that bitch, man. High as a kite. Brothers see that shit. But hey, because a man don't tell you nothing, you thinking everything all good. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't on me. That's ain't on a brother, man. You gotta escape the pollutions of the world.
Right on. This is another one real quick. 1 Corinthians 9:9. For it is written in the law of Moses, thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth out the corn. Does God take care for oxen? Or said he it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt. For our sakes, no doubt. This is written, that he that ploweth should plow in hope, right? Hope of what? Salvation. So if you really got hope, you're not gonna have a ulterior motive or a second. You out here saying one thing, but behind closed doors, you a whole another individual. Hey, that's not a person that's out here preaching and teaching in hope. You out here preaching and teaching in deception. You see what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures call hypocrisy.
What happens when you in the world? Saying in correlation with this truth. If you're doing so much work with the brotherhood, you should have no time for read that word again. When you're working in the world, you don't have no time for nothing else. This work, go to sleep. Work, go to sleep. So the same thing, if you're getting it in with this truth, you have no time for nothing else. You have no time to be going back fucking with the world. But when the guy is idle, what they say, idleness is of the who? Of the devil, man.
He's spiritually muzzling the ox. Consider that muzzle on that ox, the world keeping you back from plowing and reaping the field and doing the work.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it to you straight. Some of you cats, man, you just a rest haven for hoes, man. You're a rest haven for them hoes. Them hoes see you coming a mile away. Yeah. He's a come up.
A duck.
Huh? A duck. A whole fucking duck. And some of you are gooses, man.
Yeah. It says that he that ploweth should plow in hope.
Yeah.
And that he that thresheth in hope should be partaker of his hope.
Yeah.
Right? So it says, if we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things?
Right. And that was going into money.
But that's being spiritual though. That's not doing it niggardly. Right. Taking advantage of motherfucking type shit like that.
Yeah, we ain't doing no Uridine shit, man. We ain't doing no Uridine shit. Everything that each of the men in the camp are giving behind this altar is for free. Time you're able to actually in some instances get around the brotherhood to grow to where you have a man's number where you can just say, what does this mean in the scripture? What that mean? What time y'all gonna be out there? That's not given to a lot of people, man. You gotta fast and hold on to what you do have as far as being connected to the body, man.
Yeah, I just get straight to the point. Verse 14, it just says, even so have the Lord ordained they that would preach the gospel should live of the gospel.
And that reminds me of the parable of the seed. What does it say? The sower casting the seed, and that seed springs, it's planted in that good ground and brings forth many fruits.
But it says, but it's basically saying, practice what you preach. You know, it says, even so the Lord have ordained they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. So you have to live it. You got to talk it and you got to live it. You got to talk it and walk it.
You can't just be around this thing. A lot of it just be around this thing.
Cover around the truth.
They want to
Yeah,
come around
just
and hang
cover
out,
around.
close
Like-
The Lord gonna kill you. The Lord gonna kill you, man.
like the click house. You got the click house, man.
The thing about it too. The thing about it too, man. You gotta want this thing. You can't just be sitting around here fucking around, man. And you can't be a fucking hypocrite. You can't be telling 2/3 out here about metrosexual clothes, and then when you get caught,
You freaked out on the
you
other
get caught on
side.
the Instagram picture. You freaked out. You got the same shit on that you telling another man. You putting Carmex all on your lips, man. Looking like you done kissed the goddamn 5 pork chops, man. You know? You can't be doing that shit. Running by them goddamn hoes and shit all goddamn day, man. You know? Yeah, man, Jake, woman is, but your woman controlling you. Your woman got you by a goddamn leash, tagging your ass along like this, man.
Tearing your shirt collar, big ass shirt collar.
Yeah, man.
Just yoking you up
It's
to
so hard to kind of
Yeah, man. That shit's ridiculous.
take off the time, you gotta readjust it. And to sit there and be still until you readjust that motherfucker, man.
Hey, the greatest examples of one that can actually be doing what they're saying to make it a better example for other men. You can't be sitting up here saying shit and being a victim at the same shit at the same time, man. You're a hypocrite, man. Oh, you gotta live by these dietary laws. No, but you up here, you still eating bologna sandwiches and shit, man.
Vienna sausage.
Yeah, you still up here fucking around, man.
Hot pocket.
Hot pocket and shit.
You eating the house.
They love hot pocket, man.
Yeah, man.
We bought hot pocket.
A lot of JB, and on First Street, you all into the earth and shit. So when you deal with them, you watch the food they cook. It's bullshit. It's trash, man.
They got lawful trash.
Yeah.
Got lawful food that's trash.
They eating cheese wings, man. What the fuck, bro? Cheese puff. That's cardboard, man.
A gasoline microwavable burrito.
Yeah, man. Jake,
What are you doing?
you gotta do better than that. Read that letter for us again, huh? One that must live by it. You gotta live by this thing, man. No?
All right, this is Second Corinthians 2, and
They can't. It's
9 and 14. That's 9 and 14.
9 and 14. Okay.
you can't be playing around, man.
All right.
We didn't watch many guys come and go, man. Playing around, man. Some guys they play so much where, you know, even they convince you with their mouths, man. And you even put an olive branch to them, and they're still fucking around to the point reject that. Because certain you guys, you just need. Which way ain't here to do that? We'll drill something to you. Make you be here on time. Make you do this on time. Nah, you gotta want to do this thing, man.
Natural.
Natural.
It gotta be in you.
You have to be real. Of course, it could be anything. Like we always say about having this spiritual initiative, man. You know, you see how Esau's all about business when it comes to him sitting on top of your black ass, right? Standing tall. So why is it so far-fetched to us to be claiming to be the priests, judges, and kings of the earth for us not to have that same intensity, that same seriousness? This is shit, right? Okay, here you go. I can understand.
So I'm gonna say something too. A lot of you guys, you see that you need a drill, that old hard type of you reject the hard love words given to you or the correction, but then you go into the world and it's fade to black. If I go, I'm gonna do my video, and then it goes. It's nothing.
Verse 14. First Corinthians 9 and 14, it says, even so, have the Lord ordained have the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel.
Hey, you gotta live this thing, man. Hey, when all YouTube man is gone, cut this motherfucker off. Each and last one of these men are going back to their domain, wherever they live at. can you live this thing? Can you literally keep the laws and commandments without somebody hovering over you, they're not telling you what to do? A lot of guys can't do this shit, bro.
Be a name
Naturally,
a weekend warrior.
Hey, let me back up with this. Skip down to 18, it says, what is my reward then? Verily that, when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of the Hamashiach without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel.
Yeah, you never power in the gospel. Because a lot of you guys abuse your power.
That you're literally destroying something like.
Yeah, a lot of you guys, man, we didn't see you time and time again. You abuse your power, your rank, your years where you are poisoning a brother like you are poisoning a new brother. And have him doing that same shit that you doing. Right? So in San Francisco doing it. Fuck it.
That's all.
You know, bringing you off, man.
Hey, it says that in Romans 14. If you let a brother fall by your so-called liberty, like that's gonna be charged to
That
you.
whole chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That whole chapter.
And all you've been doing the whole time. Because I'm gonna tell you something about men. It's hard for men to get down with the discipline of things the right way. But you let you have that one bad apple that's doing the wrong shit. He's just gonna be making copies of the same stuff, the same bad apple. He's making copies of himself. And next thing you know, you got a whole slew of bad apples.
Like a virus.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go. It says,
That's why.
verse 25.
Real quick, that's why for the Lord to save the whole body, the Lord cuts off that loose end, man. You gotta go, bro. You got because if we don't, we'll never make it to the fucking kingdom, man. Off of one nigga, bro. Off this one bad apple.
Got to go.
Got to go. Got to go.
All right, verse 25. This says, still in the same chapter. It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Right.
Right. That word, if I could say that word temperate means you're measured and disciplined. You're tempered in all walks of your life, all guided but that main focal point, the truth.
Because
The
we're striving for the mastery.
God.
We want it all.
Man, Jake, full of
We
shit.
don't want a piece of the American pie. We want the entire
Everything.
planet, man.
Jake full of shit.
Universe.
Jake a con man. A con artist. K-A-N artist, man. Yeah. Jake ain't serious, bro. No?
So it says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. And y'all want that corruptible crown is that vain ass glory, man. Right. You want them 5 seconds of fame in this society, all for your own demise.
Whether it be yourself, whether it be certain people and things and objects around you, even the wicked nigga Kevin Gates say, I cut off my finger to save my hand. Sometimes you gotta do that shit, bro. In order to save yourself, that's scripture. The Lord say, I'm ready you to get in the kingdom main and home.
Pluck off even one of your eyes. Say, pluck out an eye.
It's better to go into the kingdom main.
Somebody get that for me. I'll get it back to you.
I get it.
Because at the end of the day, would you rather cut off your finger, bro, just to save your whole body? Now that don't mean the brother. That don't mean he's literally cutting his finger off. That don't mean his brother is literally blowing out his eye, man. Those eyes and those fingers are people, things,
Vices.
Old habits.
old habits, workplaces, distractions. I'm gonna cut that shit off in order to save myself and hope to make it to the kingdom. Some men not willing to do that, as we see.
Matthew 5:29. And Yahweh shall speak.
Oh man.
And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out.
If your mama offend you, pluck it off, man. Your woman offend you, pluck it off, man.
And cast it from thee.
Yeah.
For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into the hell.
That's heavy, bro. And as we seen through several men in the past, even stories of other places, these guys are not willing to do that, bro. They're trying to save the fucking whole head got gangrene. It's dead. You're still trying to save it. But you don't want the kingdom, man. Something wrong, bro.
You can't let that old man die.
Sacrifice Sacrifice requires faith. It ain't just done because it's a sacrifice. Through Abraham, when he was about to sacrifice Isaac, it required faith. You don't think he questioned the Lord in a way? Like, in a round. He said, I ain't got nothing to bring. That's questioning the Lord. If the Lord said, look, go take Isaac and go through the sacrifice, he's going to get Isaac and go. He was like, what? I don't got a lamb. Then he asked another question.
You know, and that Isaac was that particular thing of value to him because at his age, he was like, my only son.
Yeah, it's value to him. That was it.
That's all he had.
That's all he had. I bought it out. That's all he had.
What he was willing to do, though, man.
That's all he had that was of the Lord. Because he had Ishmael.
But, you know,
I know what you're saying. When he considered the beat, yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah. Hey, man.
Counted as being a friend on both sides.
Yeah.
A lot of men ain't willing to sacrifice, man.
Friend requires sacrifice. Yeah, he ready.
You got guys sitting there trying to save votes. They literally, up there often. You got some guys one-sided. You gotta let that shit go, man. If you do better, you don't want to let that shit go.
Struggle real, and spiritual struggle real. Hey, real quick. It said Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit. You know, they're not willing to go through this. Then, you know, the poor in spirit means you got to take around fucking shit, man. You can't just do what the fuck you want to do. That's not our world right now. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he taking all these fucking L's out the L's is empowering. The family stepping on you, your woman stepping on you, your fucking kids stepping on you. You know, Edomite stepping on you, niggas stepping on you, shit like that.
Hey, that's like our mind. We been talking about all the time. Taking the arrows, it's fucking with you sometimes. You go back 4 in the morning thinking about the bitches, man. Like, man.
Oh, shit better happen.
Man.
Shit better happen.
I'm thinking about that arrow, man.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you, eat and move on.
Yeah, he's looked at you like, God, he's just taking everything. Man, deal with shit.
But theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let's start dating that morning. Right? Hey, y'all know the rest of it, man. I gotta do your whole this.
All right, let's talking about some hypocrites and shit like that. It says, Matthew 23:23 says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithes of mint and of anise and of cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law."
Hey, as it says, you want to be the one that walks in the market, has the image with the twinkling, the garment with the bells twinkling. You want to be called rabbi, but at the end of the day, you're like a sepulcher filled with old men's bones. You're clean and look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're complete reprobate. You're a degenerate. You're not practicing or living by what you preach.
And it says, "And have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith."
And God, judgment, mercy, and faith. Hey, following after law, statutes, and commandments of each brotherly over the front.
It's right there.
Afflicting yourselves from the ways of this world, not half-stepping, being completely
persuaded.
Fully persuaded. God.
You want to pick and choose what's expedient in the truth to use, huh? You want to give your tithes and shit like that, but you being an old nigga when you in your own property, y'all.
Yeah, that's how it be. See, them demons know when to jump on you. They know when to catch you by yourself when you're away from the body. You know this. When you're amongst the body, you feel safe at home. But when you're away from the body, the demons know to get on you, man. I need you vulnerable right now. You know, instead of doing anything, if you're not fully persuaded in this truth, you got it, brother.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22.
I stole on who you got.
But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
But be ye doers of the word. And that's what we've been going through this whole camp. Because you can't be half-stepping. You got to actually be practicing what you preach, not being a hypocrite. Following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, not having the affairs of this world plague your mind, not be lukewarm. I'm somewhat in the truth, but I'm still in the world. Hey, I got a beard, but I got a lining too. I don't line my beard, but I line my head. A whole hypocritical demon out here. Not just that, but we went into a little earlier too. You being a virus and a cancer, you start infecting younger brothers in the body and turn them into a whole degenerate too, getting blood onto your hands.
Don't care about that.
Exactly. You just care about filling your own belly.
Hey, bottles in the blood.
All right, it's the word. All right, it's the word hypocrite. Strong G5273. Hypocritus. Strong definition, an actor under an assumed character.
And what is Yaquan's name? A supplanter. So Jake out here is the ultimate actor. Jake can, again, going back to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, Jake can have the image and look the part, but the whole time he's a whole actor out here. Yeah, he's a lights, camera, action Israelite. Bringing out the precepts, got the stones in the gym, cutting people, doing all that. But at the end, when he go to his personal life, he's eating abominable foods. He's committing adultery. He's stealing from brothers. Just being a whole nigga out here, a sodomite.
James 1:22. Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Deceiving your own selves.
For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
You're deceiving yourself. Hey, because if you're in the truth and you're not doing anything, like if you're being a hypocrite, those demons are gonna play on that, have a whole other narrative in your head, like you're doing nothing wrong. I'm out here, right? You see me? I'm doing what I need. I'm here. Look at me. I'm bringing out the precepts. I'm just that dude. I'm getting the comments, the cons, and the shalom, the aquas,
Likes,
talking to me in the comments. So I got it.
They calling me Elder on the comment board. I just been here for 2 years.
You turn into a Louisiana R. Kelly, man.
Making trailers on
Got a little bit more.
You got it.
That's the last
Like I said, you don't come in this thing in order. You come in this thing to get in order. But you don't come in this thing. You don't come in this thing with order, but you get in order when you're in it, man.
And y'all see
In that order.
In that order, see. In that order.
Ain't nobody forcing nothing on you. Ain't nobody doing shit. They come out the spirit is exposed to you.
We came here to get the order. That's why we here, man. So we didn't have it.
They came to get position
That's all.
amongst men.
That's all, man.
You know?
Man, I got one bag y'all love.
I got a little bit more.
Oh, sorry,
It says, but whoso look at it,
Wait, I'm soaking in my thoughts about it.
yeah, it's the last verse, man. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed.
Hey, not just a hearer, but a doer of the word.
You're applying it.
What you doing?
If I can say this, when you apply, when you just a hearer and not a doer, this word don't have any effect on you, man. You're not gonna see a change in yourself, all right? You're not gonna see a change in your image and your countenance, man. You're gonna be that same old man. The scriptures tell you we renew that inward man daily. Word for paraphrasing, but Jake be having that. Yeah, Jake have that outward man looking like a damn sumo wrestler. That inward man, that spiritual man, be skinny as hell, man.
You looking like the Hulk on the outside, but Bruce Banner on the inside.
The worldly man just
It's all about who you feed, man. Feeding the spiritual man.
Go ahead.
Feeding the carnal man. James 4:8. Draw nigh to Yahweh, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
How do you draw nigh to the Most High? First, you have faith that what I believe in is the truth. Show your works by it. Cutting off the old man, going closer and drawing near and near to Yahweh by shaking out shine, and draw less and less from the world. The spiritual self is becoming that. The inward man is becoming that hope, that powerhouse. While you may wax and strong, while your outward man is clay vessel. It's getting weaker, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're going to be changed. And you got faith in that.
About the world getting weaker to age. So if the world's getting weaker, the struggle is going down. But you be getting stronger, man.
Hey, the righteous man shall stand in great boldness.
Moses when he stopped put out. God, I think.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2. Here our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men. For as much as you are manifest, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2. Here our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men. For as much as you are manifestly declared to be the epistle of the Mashiach, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the spirit of the living power.
You're a living epistle. You're a testimony to the works of your apostles, your elders, and to the younger brothers. You become a testimony unto them. They, as you build them up, as our elders built us up, and we're epistles. We became their living epistles. The younger brothers are supposed to become our living epistles. They're supposed to become an image of us, an image of righteousness, an image of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai, not an image of niggatry and being a half-stepper, a lukewarm, worthless piece of shit.
Hey, like, go ahead, a lot of you niggas in GMS gotta go, man.
It sounds like the Lord breathed on. The Lord wrung us the thunder of this.
Hey, like I was saying, that go watch that video. I know it's still up. Video of El Apostle Paul over there, he's out there in Atlanta. See, a lot of you niggas in GMS gotta go.
Yeah.
Niggas in GMS.
And what did he say? He used an effort. A lot of y'all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right, you got them other cats. You see the elders in your camp hauling all this weight. You ain't fucking helping out, man. You ain't doing a goddamn thing to help the body out, man. You just sitting there putting the weight on another man's shoulder, man. Right?
Everybody
ain't haven't done a mother. The Lord agree with that.
God.
Motherfucking thing, man. The whole time you've been around, you ain't done shit but be a burden. Right? Here it is. And it's another thing. Same type of niggas, man. They sit up here and harvest information that don't even give it to me, man. Ain't nobody done you like that. Same way, man, this brother was free to give it to us. We free to give it to y'all. I tell it all the time. I want you to know the things I have, the things I learned. I want you to know the same things, man.
I want to be my epistle. Like
Jacob been the truth and say, get your own. Now that applies to the ones who had it. You see?
Get it how you
Jacob be
live.
like, I got mine, you gotta get yours. Like, what you mean?
Get it how you live.
We'll be honest.
Yeah, hold on.
I was gonna say this. Only way you can forge and make the kingdom great, you gotta first make the things around the kingdom, which is you first forge you and making you harder, man. Right? What the scripture say? Iron sharpen iron. You don't get iron sharpen iron by harvesting information. I'm gonna keep this for myself. I ain't telling the word.
The thing that you use to sharpen the blade with is iron. So that's like telling the sharpener, I don't need that to sharpen my sword. You gonna have a dull motherfucker, man. That's if you put the sword to use. You know what I'm saying? So you need that iron, in order to rub that sword against.
What you read, huh?
No. The verse is quoted.
I got to preach on that.
This brother, myself, and this brother can't never say the elders held back. The elders didn't go to the max with information and shit, you know.
They still like years ahead. Never they put off the gas, man. You be like, almost 40 years, man. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we looking at it like, look, Lord, we not trying to steal nothing here in this place, man. Imagine doing 38, 39, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? That's unimaginative.
This what you just said, and I had one for one after one. This is Ecclesiastes 10:10. If the iron be blunt and he do not wet the edge, then must he put to it more strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct. So if wisdom is profitable to direct, it shouldn't be hard for you to it shouldn't be hard for you to actually do that. The transfer wisdom, it's not even your wisdom. You're a vessel that the Lord is using to get his word across to whoever it is, man.
And the only way a sword can be sharpened is by something with a stronger force.
With the edge.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be something hard.
Yeah.
So you never can get sharpened if you're around a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta have his fire on you.
Oh, they seen this bullshit. There be a lot of bullshit going around, man. You should be able, as a student, as a man, you should be able to identify the bullshit quick. I ain't fucking with that. Get a bullshit.
Get up and serve.
Yeah.
It's Rock 24:34. It says, behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom.
Yeah, I ain't let
That's clean.
We serve all of these men that's out there laboring.
They seeking wisdom. We gotta count them as seeking wisdom until they don't seek.
Right? Did not the Lord serve us?
It serves us.
The King himself got down and washed my feet.
And he told him, if you don't let me, because Peter pushed against that.
Yeah,
He said, Lord, I ain't worthy for you to wash my feet. He like, if you don't let me wash your feet, then you could go. You could dip. Like, I gotta show y'all my humility too, man. Come on.
Just like
You got men that can't do that.
Come on, man. They got men that can't do it.
They tell you
They don't know how to do it. Yeah. Like, this ain't for you, man. It just ain't for you. Y'all got it, bro. I just have to.
man, we ain't into that old boss. There's a difference between a boss and a leader, huh?
Yeah,
Boss sits there and pointing fingers on this.
it's all about family, life, family, and everything.
Yeah, a leader gets in with the men, man. A true king gets down with his men.
Everything.
You know? Sitting there like he's thousands of miles away in the castle, walking around wondering about what's going on. Nah, you in the fucking battle, man.
One thing you gotta always keep in mind, the scripture says, he that is least among you shall be greatest in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know who you being on, whether they benefit fruit or came in yesterday. If they coming into the city, you gotta respect them as if it's Yahweh himself.
Right. Yeah, one of these men could be Abraham, one of you brothers could be Job, David, whoever. We don't know. Yeah.
And the elder made a great point because everything Yahushua is asking us to do, he already did it. Everything he asking us to do, he did it in perfection. So he's the greatest king that ever lived. So he led by example. He didn't just say, look, I'm the son of the Most High. Y'all niggas got to listen to me. He humbled himself, man. He came in on a donkey. Yeah, he came in on a donkey, and he expressed the utmost example of humility and righteousness and discipline and temperance as the brother went into. Everything that we're commanded to do, we have examples in the scriptures. Because Yahushua led by example, man. And he gave us apostles and leaders in these last days that lead by example.
As 1 John chapter 3, verse 7. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous.
God, he that doeth righteousness. It's not enough to just say you believe in something. As the brother went into in James, faith without works is dead. Because really, if you say you believe in something, but your behavior doesn't change, then you don't really believe. You're lying to yourself. You put it on the show. You're a hypocrite. You're an actor, man. And we've been amongst actors. They've come around us. We peeped it out, and they're no longer among us, man. Yeah, character, man. Yeah, Will Smith. You see what the Lord did to Will Smith, man. The Lord's not dealing with actors. He's not dealing with rappers. He's putting things to death. He's putting things to a open shame, man. Right? He's dealing with the men of the Lord in sincerity. And I want to touch on a point the brother made earlier about how when you come into this truth, we can't execute judgment right now. We're under grace. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. But that shouldn't stop you from wanting to be in the spirit of executing judgment. Even though you can't physically do it, you should think in your mind, this ain't right, man. These people should be put to death. Even though you can't do it, you should know, okay, I should abstain from this. This is wrong. You should have that readiness. So bring out that Second Corinthians stuff. Give me that Jeremiah 5.
The scripture say to abstain from all matter.
Yeah. Even the appearance.
Appearance. Yeah.
And that's it.
It says the thought of foolishness is sin.
The thought of foolishness is sin.
When you start to even begin
about
it,
that folly.
yeah, it's a sin already.
Yeah.
You gotta.
And when we're all living epistles, and the scripture said we're known and read of all men. So if you're a living epistle that's being read of all men, that means younger brothers coming into the truth, they're reading you. They're looking at you like, okay, this guy's saying he's an Israelite, but he's high all the time, so that means I can do that too. As long as I don't smoke it, I just eat weed brownies all day, that's cool. You know? Yeah, mushroom, that's madness, man. The scripture says all things are lawful, but not expedient. The whole purpose of this ministry is to be expedient, man, to edify the elect. So if something's not edifying, if something's not edifying, you shouldn't be doing it.
That's throwing off them missed signals.
Yeah.
You know, we got brothers battling real problems in the world trying to change,
Yeah.
and you throwing a whole nother fucking ditch right in front of the problem.
Yeah.
That's got brothers trying to come off of actually smoking and shit, bro. Then you throwing that in their face like that's gonna confuse a younger brother. Like, well, what's the point in quitting? Smoking it if I can.
You're going out there and teaching the world, doing shit.
That's wicked, man.
It's a process. It's a time and it's a place for everything. Please ask me.
Knowing damn well Jacob's a London moderation. Jacob the best.
They're abusing the shit.
And it's also selfish because when you came into the truth 10 years ago, the apostles didn't set that example for you. They were austere men and still are to this day. So what example are you setting for young men? Now that you got the truth, you have stayed up 4 o'clock in the morning, highlighting scriptures, taking notes, learning from the true men of the Lord. Now when it's your turn, the Lord passed you the ball. You scared to dribble, you scared to shoot, you just terrified, man.
You on POF, man. Yeah. You on POF. I can't call them.
They get a purpose technical foul. Then they get kicked out the game.
Jake blocking in the truth. Jake blocking in the truth.
The Lord bless you, bro.
Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord. I told you like that.
Lord bless you.
Lord bless you, man. If he everything, you can't say he not blessed. So he everything.
The Lord is in the midst of everything.
There you go, bro.
He's in the midst of everything.
Don't play.
Hey, I got y'all. This 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 6. It says, in having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right, having a readiness. We gotta get out.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 6. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right, our obedience is being fulfilled by this ministry. And so you're supposed to have a readiness to avenge all disobedience. You're supposed to be ready to put these people to execute judgment. Let me say it like that for the camera. All right, you're supposed to be ready to execute the will of the Lord. And that goes with the law, statutes, and commandments, because grace is almost over. What happens after the grace period? We got to pay. Right? These people got to pay, man. All right, these heathen, these women, these niggas, these Edomites, they have to pay for what they've done. And the Lord is going to use us to do that. So that needs to be in your mind. Your mind should be going further and further in the world. Once you find out the truth, you're trying to water down the word to fit the truth. You're supposed to water down the world and come into the truth fully, man. You need to be baptized. Get that in Jeremiah 5.
All right, Jeremiah 5 verse 1. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and seek now and know, and seek in the broad places thereof.
Right. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're Jerusalem. So the Heavenly Father, as it tells you in Amos, he's searching Jerusalem with candlesticks. It's not Amos.
Zephaniah 1 and 12. Yeah, I got it.
Right now, the Lord is searching Jerusalem, man. So what is he searching for? Get that?
I got it.
If ye can find a man, if there be any that execute judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon them. Pardon them.
Right. That's seeking the truth, man. And execute judgment. That's what the Lord is looking for, man.
In Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Right. The Lord ain't gonna do good. He ain't gonna do good. Listen, you can believe what you want. Ain't nothing about to happen. Look, this is my truth. This is what I believe in. This is what I feel. That's that agnostic. I'm not. Yeah, only God can judge me. I'm not all the way atheist. I know there's a higher power, but He's not gonna do anything. That's you basically an atheist. You're a pseudo atheist. You're saying there's no power that's gonna act and judge. The scripture said the Lord is known by his judgment. So if you're saying there's not going to be any judgment, you're saying you don't know the Lord, man. So at the end of the day, the Lord is going to punch your clock. He's going to put out your candlestick. He's searching Jerusalem right now, man. All of these camps are altars. Give me that now, Isaiah 19. All of these camps are altars right now. Give me Romans 12. Right now, we're sending up a sweet savor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And he's searching Jerusalem, and our righteous out were found worthy of being resurrected, man. Being called up, man.
So 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
Right, that's the spirit. The Most High wanted to come out again to really drive home the point. The Most High is searching Jerusalem with candles, and right now, all of you know the truth. If you're watching this video, you know the truth. Okay, you might not be in the truth, you might be a spectator of the truth, but you know the truth. You know what you're supposed to do. You know you're supposed to repent, put off the ways of this world. You know, come into the ministry if possible. If the Lord called you to teach, you're supposed to teach. If the Lord called you to help, you're supposed to help. You're supposed to be diligent in this thing, man. Just like you're diligent for Esau's job, you're diligent to get overtime, to pay more taxes, to be a bigger slave. You should be diligent to be a slave to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. We're created to serve him. You weren't created to serve Esau. So why would you be more diligent in serving a peasant, a dog, a heathen, than the creator of heaven and earth?
You gotta know what you're serving too. Yeah. When you come in this body, you gotta have a function and an understanding to know what's going on, man. Yeah. You gotta know what you contributing. You gotta know what you bring, your gifts. Paying homage to your gift, man. You can't just be wrong this thing and like, nah, I'm just around the body, man, it's good. I feel good. You know, they saying a lot of stuff out the Bible. You gotta have a know about what's going on, man. You gotta be in the loop of things. You gotta have an understanding of what's going on. You gotta have an active, ready spirit. The scripture speaks about being ready. So even being ready, man, like you said, you gotta have context on things. You gotta be online. You can't be logged off or sleep. You know, like the computer is on sleep mode. Like, what are you? No. You should be processing. All right. Now, do you process all day and night? You balance out, right? But still, they got Jakes around this thing, and they don't know what's going on, man. They don't even know they fit in the camp. Remember we was talking? I was like, hey, what's your niche in this thing? You gotta know your niche. What you bring to brothers, how you help this, what you do. You gotta know that, man. That's important. All right, because that's acknowledging and knowing how the Lord is working through you. All right, you can see the way the Lord working through other men. All right, no problem. But now you gotta ask yourself, how's the Lord working through me to contribute with other men in the body, man? All right, that's you gotta know that. You can't be just sitting around. You know, I told my son, look, you out here, you gotta get your salvation, man. I can't get that for you. That's personal, and I meant that. I stand on that. Be out here present. This you come, I'm bringing you out. I ain't bring you out here. Look, you don't even gotta come out here. No, I don't want to come. I ain't tell you come out. You gotta come. You know, you gotta come get your salvation, man. You gotta come to the table and eat. And that's personal, not personal, but it's business. You got it.
Say this real quick. As we told you, brothers, 2 weeks ago, man, we can't want the kingdom more than you. We can't want your salvation more than you want it for yourself. Y'all can't just be happy like, look, I came to camp today. Like that, I'm good. Like you can't just stop this. You gotta want salvation. You gotta want to put the heathen in slavery. You gotta want to rule. You gotta want to be perfect. You gotta want to be covered. If you don't want that like passionately, then your mind not in the right place, man. You gotta really want this thing.
You gotta be occupied in this thing, man. Alright? I gotta put this three verses. Sirach 38 and 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut engraved seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work, the smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasted his flesh, and he fighted with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He set in his mind to finish his work, and watch it to polish it perfectly.
That's a beautiful precept, man. And that goes into, if you give 100% to the world and working for Esau and his enterprise, building up his society, building up his corporation, there's certain things that are going to be required of you. And you're going to do that if you want to succeed in his world. But the scripture says that he, read the first verse again,
this is the book of Sirach, chapter 38, verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Opportunity of leisure. You're going to need time to read. You're going to need time to study, to go into words, to go into history. There's a lot of history with this book, man. You can't get the truth with a half hour a week. That's not going to cut it, Jake. You're not going to become a minister of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai by watching a couple of videos a week. You sort of kind of believe like.
Hey, the Lord actually gave you a perfect example. Didn't he create the so-called pandemic, right? Where you had what? You got to be in quarantine, you can't go, you got virtual, you got to work in certain places. That's an opportunity of leisure, man. What did you do with that time? That all that time that you had, all right, what did you do? Did you put forward towards the truth? All right? Or were you in the back in Taco Bell wrapping the meat up in the fall, taking the orders, and that's ringing in your mind even after you get off the job?
Jake was striving for the masteries of Fortnite, of Call of Duty.
God, master that thing.
Yeah.
She on a high level. Big shoes. Yeah, Jake was cold.
Read, I know it. Read dedicated license.
Yeah, Jake is cold and tender, man. Jake know all the tips and tricks. But when it comes to the scriptures, man, I don't remember what that is. I don't know nothing about,
And another thing, you're not gonna get this thing just watching a bunch of videos saying I'm gonna just go watch them brothers speak at camp. You ain't gonna get it. You're gonna just be a person standing around. Even if there's still more to apply, it's more to go. Like you gotta be like, all right, I could just come watch them guys 2 years, 3 years. I could look at them on TV. Oh, that's edifying video. You're not gonna get it. You're watching 1,000 videos, but you don't really have the root and the basic foundation down. You just watching information. All right? Because you don't know what's going on in the videos. I'm around another, just being around the truth.
More importantly, when you're in the truth, you learn how to be a brother, man. That's what this is all about. Yeah. The kingdom of heaven is a brotherhood. All right? The 144,000 is a patriarchy of kings and priests that are brothers. So this whole ministry is about learning how to be a brother. You got brothers that are, more reserved, introverted. You have to learn to come out of your shell more. You have brothers that are more extroverted and loud. They learn how to tone their spirit down more. Every one of us, like the brother just said earlier, we don't come in the truth in order already.
We don't come in order. We come in to get in order. You gotta understand that, man. We get that. Like, and even in there, you're gonna be getting in order to the scripture, to the chariots come, man. Think about it. That's the only way you're gonna be in perfect order. So
to be in order, you gotta have discipline to be in order.
I remember that first one.
Hey, real quick, banging on what the brother was bringing out. This is Matthew chapter 20, starting with verse 1. Like the brother was saying, like we talked about that spirit out y'all morning, and we talked about it on the conference call. When certain questions come up in the conference call, we asked the brother, you got anything to say on any prophecy happening? And they just don't have anything to say.
You got any questions?
You got any questions? Like, what are we in here wasting our time? You gotta come in and ask some questions, man.
Every conference you gotta have.
You gotta have questions, man.
It could be
you ought to be weighing the phone out with questions, man.
You should be asking one question at
At a
least.
time, yeah.
That's why brothers ask me. Is it can't chance you got it?
Yeah.
We not downplaying that. But you need to ask one thing,
At least
or two. Like, come on, bro. This ancient knowledge, this the ultimate knowledge on the planet Earth. It's nothing greater. It's nothing higher. You should have a question.
This is what separates you from the rest of the world.
Yeah, well, you gotta have a question.
Jake comes up in a society with the whole image and perspective of I want to be different. I want to be this. I want to be that guy. This is how you be that guy, man. This is how you be different from your wicked forefathers, the iniquities that they put forth, man. This is how you change that, man.
Yeah. What is? How I go again?
It's 23.
Is it 23, right? Yeah. This 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. But every man in his own order. It says, for as in Adam all died, even so in a Mashiach shall all be made alive.
Right, and this ministry makes us alive, man. The word is what quickens us. The word quicken means to make alive. We're dead bodies without this truth. You can see that. As time goes on, you can see everyone that doesn't have this truth is a dead man walking, as the brother said. This is plain as day. It was plain when we came into truth. Even more now, with this whole pandemic going on, you can see people bugging out. People don't know what's going on. People are so-called conspiracy theorists, but they don't take heed to the scriptures. They're just listening to any random psychopath on TikTok and Instagram. All right, you have to filter everything through the scriptures. Just because you find out that the mainstream media is lying to you doesn't mean that bugged out nigga in the barbershop is telling you the truth. All right, there's an actual truth, a 100% objective truth that's being taught by the men of the Lord, and there's an assortment of lies, man. Anything that's not 100% truth is a lie. Let's get that straight. All right, you got these other Israelite camps that have a problem with our boldness. They have a problem with the fact that the apostles have been right all along about Revelation 13 and 16, and you guys have been wrong your whole lives. So now you're questioning yourself like, wait a minute.
Just repent and believe that.
Yeah, just repent. That requires humility. Repentance requires humility. And Jake is in that proud spirit. So they're going to be teaching that the mark of the beast, so like the mark is Christian is sin. They're going to be teaching that is sin until they get put to death, man. They're not going to repent. They're not going to change. Now, some of their congregation, if they're sincere, they'll come out of that madness. But we clearly at the end. This ministry is about to be taken off YouTube. So, the apostles have been saying for years, we believe there's some righteous brothers in each camp. There's going to come a point where, hey, you're not going to be able to get it, man. All of the camps I came into, all of the channels I watched coming into the truth, they've all been deleted. GMS Sharamov, Dallas in Class 3, what is the 666? Those channels, they had thousands of videos. Those channels had thousands of videos, and they've been deleted.
So you got to know how to utilize the tools. Because like we have this thing on our phone called Files. So at one point, YouTube was talking about taking all the videos out. So we took those videos and particular ones, the ones that were edifying, and you move them to your file. You got to know how to utilize the tools, man. What you have. Take a come in the truth and just know that. You got to be serious. You got to want this, right? Jacob just know Esau is okay. Esau the devil. He's the enemy right now. But you got to go in the scriptures and know why he's on your own, know why he's like this. That's right, bro. Anybody can get out here and call the white man the fucking devil. If somebody asks you a question, well, why be able to teach? And the white man come out and say, well, why am I the devil? You got to go in the scripture and show your ass right now. That you're this right here.
You almost don't know nothing unless you can teach.
That's it.
You really don't know it unless you can teach it to somebody, right? Unless you can pass it on. Think about it. You really don't know it unless you can teach
That's a
it.
beautiful point, because if somebody asks you why do you believe,
You can't teach it.
and you can't answer why do you believe,
You just know it.
they can answer every man.
I got it. It's First Peter 3 and 15. But sanctify the Lord Yahweh in your heart.
Sanctify. Sanctify means to make holy. To separate, man. To separate. Sanctify in your heart. You going?
And be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear.
Yeah, you can't call a man standing right here when y'all telling y'all people, about the word, and they're like, well, show me that in the scriptures, because the Lord meant to make you ashamed. Like, you don't know, you need to, you just hear them man said, you basically running off what they know. Like, in other words, your people like, all right, well, show me where hell ain't at. You like, let me call Kayat.
Yeah.
But what if Kayat tied up in a conference with his family? You know, like, nah, but I can't, you know. All right, not to say you ain't up, but if you went over it with him, you like, yeah, remember we went over this? Like, well, you wrote it down? You read? You went studied it?
You gotta commit it to memory.
You gotta commit it to memory. I tell you that in First Maccabees that we commit these things to memory for ease. Which is the ease, your mindset, all right? Because again, you gotta get a peace that passes understanding. Once you start to understand, you have a peace to where you can pass along what you know, man. All right? And how you do it, you have to know it. You can't teach until you know what you're teaching. How my brother's like, you gotta learn to break down about the Gentile. Cornelius, you have to know it to teach, man.
And then
All right?
you gotta believe, you gotta
Saying evidence. Yeah, bro, revelation. You gotta know what's going on, man.
You know,
How the world have Revelation 9, you gotta know what's going on,
you gotta
man.
know Genesis the first chapter.
You gotta know Genesis the first chapter, man, the creation story. And the second.
All
right, and keep going, man. And then Daniel, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know what the beast is.
Eat the whole roll.
You gotta, if you don't know what the beast is, then you don't know you're an Israelite. You ain't tell somebody you're an Israelite, well, how you, like I told a brother, like, all right, yeah, we the chosen people. I'm like, well, show us how we came. We slaves, huh? We slaves. Well, show us all the slavery that came out of why we here today. You gotta know the fucking the statue. You gotta know the image, man.
Where were we before?
Yeah, during the assembly captivity. Yeah, where were we before Africa? Yeah, we were slaves.
I know from Africa. Well, they got over 50 countries in Africa with over 2,000 dialects being spoken over there.
You ask me,
which one can you?
You ask them what tribe you come from. The Jeopardy music gonna come on in Africa. You know the tribes in Africa?
Yeah,
bro. I don't know. It's all you have is key information. Like I always say, at least you know your lineage and your line, or where you drawing that from back to back that in, you don't know who you are. You can't say you're the chosen people. What if your people say prove it through history, or somebody say prove it, or show it to me scripturally, and then match it, link it up with history where we are today? You gotta know how we in slavery today. We came out of one, came out of the new, not the Renaissance, right? The Roman Holy Empire, the Holy Roman Empire where we was ruling, came down, all right, but before that, prior to that, we was in captivity, under the Greeks, keep going, man. You see, right? You should know these things, man. All right? Me the Persian Empire, you gotta know how you can track where we are today, man. Or at least you don't know what's going on, man. You just around the truth. You parroting, you don't know you can't do it, man.
They just say, I just want to hang around. I may about to be part of the leg. I
I'm
hang around like that.
I'm cool with them guys.
I'm gonna ride your coattail to the king.
No, man, you gotta
say, work out your own salvation with
So 1 Peter 3:15, it says, but sanctify the Lord Yahweh in your heart, and be ready and always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that's in you with meekness and fear.
Right. If you don't have a reason for your hope, then you really don't believe like that, man. You're parroting. You know in your spirit this is the right thing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm an Israelite, man, but I don't really believe. You can't explain something in your own words. How can you have faith in it? How can you believe something you can't even articulate? You can't express it. You can't express what you believe in. So what does that mean? You don't really believe. You're putting on a show. You're putting on a performance. Yeah. So if somebody asks you, if you tell somebody, like the brother said, talk to your family members about the truth, what you shouldn't be doing at this point, that's not a good idea. But if you,
it depends, bro. That's situation. That situation.
Yeah, the scripture says, don't answer a man according to his folly. The very next verse is like you can answer a man,
because you can turn a fool to become wise.
It's based on discretion.
It's based on discretion. So that situation.
And it say, give no man praise before thou hearest him.
You
got to be fully.
Really got deep in those.
Praise no man before he died. I just speak.
Yeah.
Hear it. Meaning it lived in his life. Because his children after him can show, who he was.
That's right.
But getting back to the scripture, the point is that if you're talking to somebody that you perceive might have wisdom, you perceive they might receive the truth, and they ask you, you tell them, well, look, we're the God's chosen people. God don't love everybody. He only loves Israel. And they bring up John 3:16, and you don't know what the word world means. Like if you've been watching videos for 3 years and you can't break down John 3:16, that's a serious problem. Like the brother said, the Lord can put you in that jar just to shame you. You're gonna be ashamed if somebody asks you a simple question that you know you're supposed to know the answer to.
Yeah, you believe you know, but you
answer.
can't answer.
That's a shame unto you. Damn, what about
What's in your belief?
the last 3 years? I've been watching videos. I haven't really been taking notes. This guy just asked me a simple question. I can't answer it. That's like, you should feel played at that point. You should feel like you've been wasting your time. You should feel some kind of way, man. This is not like Esau's high school is public school system where you can just go and right before the test you learn what you need to learn just to pass it. Yeah, the truth is not a cramp session. Like right before the chariots come, I'm gonna get this breakdown. I'm gonna call brothers.
Hey, real quick, Proverbs 13:12. Or what you were saying. Hope deferred make the heart sick, man. Which again, the hope. It says of the hope that you believe in, right?
Reason for the hope.
A reason for the hope. Now, if your hope be deferred, it's going to make your heart sick. Your heart is your mind. What it's going to do, making you ashamed, that's sick in your heart, man. Like, man, I know this truth because you know that we are the chosen people. See, in your mind is the things you know. But again, the things you know got to calculate to the hour in a way to give it out, man. It can't be in you, but it can't come out you. All right, what it said, man, is not defined by what come in him, but what will come out. Well, you can define yourself and it don't come out.
That's another beautiful point.
You see what I'm saying?
Because if you watch the videos and you learn the truth, but you can't break down the truth directly and correctly, you'll end up saying some off shit, thinking in your mind that it's true. Thinking in your mind, okay, yeah, the chariots, they got aliens on other planets. We're gonna be fighting them.
That's all.
That's all.
What are you thinking about?
That little green man with their heads. That's told out. That's not the scripture.
Yeah, that's not in the scriptures at all. But if you watching different camps, learning different breakdowns, and coming up with the truth in your own mind, you defy yourself. You start speaking about the truth. Next thing you know, you uttering some total madness that you heard from GOCC. There's no mermaids. There's no demons under the pyramids. Those guys are bugged out, man.
We had that same shit happen with a nigga who was in the camp at the same spot. And they talking about the 130 and 144,000. He heard he misunderstood what the brothers out there in Houston was saying. And he said that shit on camera. We had to pull him off. Never had to stop the video. I was going live.
Yeah, he said that in Houston.
Yeah, he said
What are you
Houston.
thinking about?
What are you talking about, bro? They just hear shit and just get out and run with it and make itself look good on the camera, and the shit it's still on. Now you embarrass yourself.
Yeah, Jake got I want to be deep demon on him, man. Jake want to be super deep. Want to be the wokest nigga in the barbershop. Jake want to look cute on TikTok. Talking to these hoes, man. It's all about Eve at the end of the day. But what you have to understand is you have to understand the truth for you, man. You have to get it for you. It's not enough to put on a show for other people and try to impress, men. I know this much, I know that much. We had another nigga amongst us, which he was never in the camp, but when he came around, he was trying to boast how many books he read, how much knowledge he had. He's related directly to King James and all of this madness, man. Meanwhile, he's bugged out his mind, which going back to what I said earlier, this ministry is about learning how to be a brother. If you have all things and you can prophesy, you can break down all the scriptures, but you don't know how to be a brother, where do you fit in the kingdom of heaven? You can know all these scriptures. Yeah, you're not fit for the kingdom, man. The kingdom is a brotherhood. That's what it is. So if you don't know how to be a brother, you're not fit for the kingdom of heaven. It's really that simple.
This is Sirach 33 and 17. It says, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for them that seek learning.
God, for them that seek learning. And that goes beautifully with what we were saying earlier about being a living epistle that all men know and read. You're supposed to do this to help other brothers, man. And even not just new brothers that come to truth, but even brothers that were here before you. Like right now, right at this very moment, the elders of our camp feel totally comfortable doing another lesson and leaving us to speak. Because we labored and learned the truth, man. If it was just about, one main speaker and a bunch of zombies standing like this, shalom, how is the head of your camp gonna go off and do another lesson and then leave a live stream going with a bunch of zombies that don't know the scriptures, man? Us laboring and learning the truth doesn't just benefit new brothers coming in, but also the brothers that have been before us, man. We should be at a point where every brother knows what we all know, man. Like Elder Yakina says all the time, I want y'all to know what I know, man. It's not about me hoarding the truth and me being the top guy and you being this underling Like that's an off spirited being, man. None of us even know the order that we're gonna have in the kingdom of heaven. So you should have the perspective of, look, I could be a doorman in the kingdom, I could be, an apostle, I could be this guy, whatever. I want to be fit. However Yahushua wants to use me, I'm cool with that, man. Hey, if the Lord's cool with it, I'm cool. He's cool with it. Right?
Hey, but Jay gotta want it though.
Yeah,
like you were saying, like even with Elder Yakana, even Elder Kazaki say, man, everything that I get from up top, I bring it down to y'all. I do it every fucking time. But Jake gotta want it and act like what y'all been talking about in the heads.
What did I miss?
What did I miss? We anything like shit. We should break. I want to know break bread with me. No way, but Jake gotta want it himself. People speaks about weighing out the doorstep of a man. You can't just sit there and just put your fucking hands in your pocket. Well, they'll come to me or he'll call me. No, you gotta call. It ain't. We got the truth already, and we still learning. We're not gonna call up behind your ass. It's for you to call up behind and get it.
We're doing our medicine, but you don't know it.
You don't know it.
It's like that's a play in your mind.
What you doing in the classroom? I got a question. What this mean right there? How much more is true?
You're right, bro.
Imagine sitting in the class for 3 years, you don't learn nothing.
You don't learn nothing.
You should feel horrible.
You was in college 4 years, ain't learned nothing. More than cigarette. But you want to graduate. You cry when they like, we can't give you the hat.
I came to class.
But I was there.
But you ain't learned nothing new. You can't just come to class. You got to learn the material.
Absent in the mind, you're present in the body, but absent in the mind.
Coming to class high,
Oh, high.
Stay home high, man.
They call it high school.
Get high.
Higher learning, higher. Like, I want to get that word deep. Apostle Paul said it, man. It's Philippians 1, I'm going to start at 16. It says, the one preach, Yahushua, Mashiach, of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am sent for the defense of the gospel. When you go into that word defense, it says, verbal defense, speech and defense of clearing of oneself. So you gotta clear yourself, man. You gotta come to a point in this truth where you're confident in your own mind to go through these scriptures. Somebody come up with a question, you can go to it right then and there, man. You're not just stuck in just complacent, man. You don't want to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in and you're still a novice, man. The elders speak about this all the time, man. You have to apply this wisdom into your mind on the daily, man. You gotta be urgent. You gotta be like, okay, well, man, I've been on the side for how long? Shit, I ain't complacent with it. I'm not comfortable with just being on the outside. I want to actually get it in with these brothers. I want to break bread. I want to be on the conference call. One day, I want to be teaching these brothers so these brothers can relax sometimes. Because they've been going through the scriptures even tell you that admonish those for their work's sake, man. All right? Those that have been before you, the elders and apostles, man. The work they put in, the foundation that they was laid. But Jake want to come in, you got the red carpet already laid out for you. Jake want to just come in and mess up the rug, man.
All you gotta do is paint the walls. I got the foundation
already built already.
The house already built. You gotta put a picture up on the wall.
And we're at a point right now where if somebody has a question, the apostles don't have to break down, Genesis 1 ever again, man. I mean, they do, obviously, but they don't have to do that. We can do that. We got it.
That's right.
Even ourselves, we go over these things. Put it like this: it's easy for Jake to go out there and make 100 odd jump shots, but he gets to the goal and miss a fucking layup. So with that being said, it's easy for us to go and break down a Daniel 11, which has nothing but history in it, but say Daniel 11. When you get to Genesis the first chapter, you like, damn man, what that precept was. So it's a constant thing of doing it repetitive, going over these things. You can't never learn too much. You say, man, you can never go far. You say you can never go far enough. These things have to be done over and over again. This truth is not something that you just read and just put on the back and I know it right now. Of course, you come up on the block, you don't know it. Like a damn fool.
You might know it at that present time. But the scripture say, take heed for every man that stand lest he fall.
Yep.
You might forget one of these days. You might draw blank.
Yep.
Back up what the brother said about defending the gospel, that goes with the Peter. Be ready to answer every man for the reason and the hope you have. How you going to defend the gospel if you don't know the scriptures? Christianity is the most bugged out doctrine in the world, but
They don't know the scriptures. They don't know anything that they claiming to believe in and trying to teach people. That's a hypocrite.
Exactly what you just
But they don't know what's going on and what they saying. They don't know what's going on with the words that they claiming that they know. It's like you don't know what that's saying.
You can't know the word if you don't know the words, man.
Yeah,
You gotta
you ain't
know
know
the words.
what
I mean, break down the word.
God, man.
This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Study to shew that. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Study to shew thyself approved unto the Most High.
Right.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Rightly dividing the word. So you go into that word, rightly dividing, it means to break down the scriptures directly and correctly. Right. Study to show yourself approved, not to be ashamed. You should be ashamed if you study anything for 3 years and you can't explain it in your own words, man. That's horrible. You studying something for 3 years and you wasted 3 years of your life. We met men that came into this truth and wasted their whole time, man. Wasted 5 years, 7 years, 11 years. You imagine if you spend 10 years of your life, a decade doing something, and you fail, you're a loser, man. Period. There's no way around. You can't sugarcoat that, man.
That's why we read the scriptures, then we break it down. Yeah. Because we can discern, we can rightly divide the word. Right. All right. That's not in a boasting manner, but that's to show the spirit of the Lord is working with us. First of all, in order to break this word down and get it, you gotta believe in the spirit of the word. You gotta believe. The unction is the word unction, when you go into 1 John 2:20, is the endowment of the Holy Spirit. So the anointing of the Holy Spirit. So that's what the Wakapa aids you in breaking the word down, man. It ain't true. The spirit gotta be, but you gotta have faith in it. Like Jake don't even know that. Jake thinking off my own. Oh, I was smart in school. I was on the honor roll. I could get this a whole nother level.
You said the other day, you said you gotta have faith in your faith.
Yeah, you gotta have faith in your faith. Yeah.
You gotta have faith in the faith that you've been given. So if you don't have that, man, you're just winging it. Also, Scripture also tells you to not only know the truth, but be assured of who you learn the truth from. Yeah. You need to know, okay, the men of the Lord, these men that I'm learning the truth from, they're not hypocrites, they're not liars.
They're not better than that.
Yeah, you gotta have faith in that, man. So Jacob said, well, you can't faith in man. I only have faith in the Most High. Well, the Most High said he would send you pastors according to his heart.
Jeremiah 3:15.
Those are men.
Isaiah 30:20.
That's my pastor is men. What you gonna do?
Everything 21:3. The tabernacle is
that's what meant. Because I'm there. So what you gonna do? You believe in other man than anything else.
Yahushua was a man.
Yeah, Jehovah told you Christmas, the Lord was born.
Yeah.
You believe that shit.
Christmas and Easter.
He started telling you niggas things every day that you believe wholeheartedly. And all he does is lie. All this man has done since he crawled out of the cave is lie.
That's it.
And also, murder, etc., steal, but mainly lie, man. He's a damn liar, man. Why would you believe anything he has to say? But then somebody tells you, hey, you're not supposed to smoke weed. Well, show me in the scriptures.
You don't get cancer from that.
Show me exactly where it says thou shalt not smoke weed. Like,
you don't get cancer from smoking weed, because that's what Jake's defense mechanism is. Man, you don't get cancer. Who you know died from smoking weed? They didn't die from the weed. They died from the smoke going in their lungs. The tar over there. The tar, right?
That's the God.
What's wrong with Jake?
That's synergy.
That's about synergy. It's called smoke. It's the smoke going there.
The body is pushing it back out.
Crazy, man.
Jake trying to be woke, man. Jake trying to be too woke. Man, nobody smoked weed ever died of cancer. Bob Marley died of cancer.
Yeah, he died of cancer.
Stupid nigga, man.
This is Rock 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great or small matter.
That's
fire.
Bring it out, right?
Says Rock 5:15, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
Right, great matter or small. You can't look at something and like, well, I don't need to know that. They're going into Isaiah 19 and
that's not important.
That's not important. Like, you can't be a nigga that's like, oh, what are y'all doing over the conference tonight? Oh, is it important? No, I'll catch y'all next week, man. Everything that's in this book is important, man. The Most High didn't waste ink. He didn't waste his time. I'm just saying this to be saying it. Y'all know I like to fuck around a lot. Y'all know the God of Israel, he's a jokester. He's somebody to play with. No, man. Everything in this book is serious. You're supposed to want to know small things, great things, because really all of it's edifying. It all builds up your understanding. Right. You go over something so-called simple and the truth a year later after you understand more prophecies, it'll completely blow your mind, man.
You see it?
Yeah. Like the book of Ecclesiastes, I'll just say this, man. I read that book before I came into the truth. I was like, man, this is a nice, it was a deep book, so-called. Then you come into the truth, you realize the book of Ecclesiastes is full of prophecies, it's full of parables, it's reincarnation, it's so much in that book, bro. Yeah, so everything, man. So, so there's no such thing as that's too small for me to worry about. Jake want to be super deep, but don't want to study the middle. They get confounded. Like that's horrible, man. You don't want to be a boxer that can only your boy that can only throw haymakers.
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder, man. No fundamentals at all. No fundamentals at all.
And Tyson Fury couldn't fight that good either. He just did better than you. He did a little bit better than you.
Put him on his ass.
Like he did something. That was enough. Tyson Fury said, "Don't stand sweat, mate." Yeah, he just all you had to do was knock him. All you had to do was knock him Deontay Wilder. And what Tyson Fury did, he came to him the whole match. He never fought nobody who walked him down. They all running, trying to move from the big right hand. They trying to, so they fearing. He like, no, I'm gonna walk you down.
I'm gonna make you gotta know how to use it.
You want to use that power and you want to land. And he just hold him, sit on him, weigh him down.
You gonna have to box me instead of just throwing a power leg. You gotta beat me with
He made it look like he never won a fight. He looked like an amateur, bro. And he had won every fight, Come on, bro.
Apostle Paul likened his truth unto boxing, man. You can't be swinging at the air.
So that beat it
there. Like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Boys in the Hood. Come on.
All emotional.
Crying. It can't be like that to you, man.
Then he grabs his bitch on the move. He grabs his bitch on the move.
That's horrible.
It can't be all over the place, man. It can't be all over the place.
Isaiah 19.
Yeah. So Isaiah 19 and 19. Isaiah 19 and 19. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord.
God, this is the altar right here, man. We're offering a sacrifice unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
All right, Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
Right, that's a reasonable service, man. You look at everything Yahushua did for us, everything he's about to do for us. This is a reasonable service. All right, there's no excuse that you can make. I can't go on the highways and hedges because my boss might see me, my woman might leave me. Yahushua got put to death, man. He got crucified, he got tortured, he got spit on, he got mocked,
despising the shame.
Yeah, the Lord asked you to come out on the highways and hedges and read the Bible, and that's too much. You're a nigga, man.
You're a shame, man.
You're a shame. Yeah, you're a shame. The Lord gave us everything we need to completely dismantle all the lies of this world, casting down imaginations, man. This is like the brother said earlier. This is the highest knowledge on the earth, and that was given to us freely. We didn't even have to pay for it. The Lord can say here.
You have the greatest things in life for free.
All right.
When you think about it, they think they end up being priceless.
This First Timothy chapter 4, starting verse 11. It says, "These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity."
That's the epitome of a sacrifice. Read that again.
God.
That's the attributes of a sacrifice. That's how you sacrifice. Because you can hear us say sacrifice all day, but you have to tell them how. All right, this you do this, Because Jacob just throw this word. Jacob don't know words, right? They don't know what they require. Words require action. Oh, you got action verbs, literally, man. Go ahead.
Right.
You got
First Timothy
adjective, different things. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth,
Yep.
but be thou an example of the believers
Yep.
in word, in conversation,
Yep.
in charity,
Yep.
in spirit,
Yep.
in faith, in purity.
Yep. And again, those things there, the Lord will give you that if you present yourself, right? The Lord speak about benefits. Give me Psalm 115 and 12. It's somewhere around there. It's about the benefits that the Lord gives to us. Ultimately, give me Psalm 50 and 5 too. Read it again now.
God.
It's 160.
It's 116 to 12, my bad. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth.
Right. And your youth is your strength. And speak about the youth. And one of y'all brothers to get that, Baba Shah, about the strength in the youth. It's about the strength in the youth. Or something like that. Go ahead.
But be thou an example of the believers.
Yeah, an example. An example is what? Example is a thing that shows you how to do that which is speaking.
That's right, bro.
That's an example.
Yes.
All right? That's a proof.
Yeah.
It's an example is nothing more than a proof of what it is. That's it. Go ahead.
Yeah. What the hour was the example.
He was a proof. But he proved it.
Proved it.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Come on. It says in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity.
That's it. That's why the Lord said, be not in word, but in deed and in truth, man.
Yeah.
What is a deed? What is your deed, man? You see?
Gotta take action.
All right. But in deed and in truth, man. You don't be hollering, I love this thing, man. I love this. I'm gonna come to camp I'm gonna be out here, then a week or two later, nobody see you. I die for that. I love you. I'm coming to this thing. Yeah, you just around this thing emotional, man. A sacrifice don't require emotion. It requires handling that business, man. Getting that business done. The strength, man.
I wish I said it, man. Being an example, he said, I must be about my father's business.
Yeah. This is the
doing the works.
This is the sacrifice, man. All right. When you see men getting it in sincerity, man. All right. A sacrifice should be before your eyes. It shouldn't be talked about. All right. You that altar. All right. Like you said, we have committed ourselves to the altar, man. We gotta send the smoke up, man. Yeah. All right. The smoke. The sacrifice is not as good except the smoke go up. All right, because you gotta. That's it.
That's it. So you let your prayer be like an incense.
The
smoke. I want to hear that smoke.
The integral part of the sacrifice is the smoke, man.
Right.
The integral part.
Yeah. Right.
You feel me? It's the smoke. You see that going up to the Lord, because it's going to either be a straight smoke or it's going to be what? The priest that well pleasing aroma.
Yes.
Like well pleasing aroma.
Savor, like that frankincense, like they smell that sage and that frankincense, and it's pleasing to the Lord, man.
It's pleasing.
Lord, kill you for giving up a wrong sacrifice.
Oh yeah, the offerings of the it says in Sirach, the offering, the sacrifices of the offerings of the wicked. The Lord rejected the sacrifice, or something like that. Not like that. It says on the offerings of the wicked.
It's Sirach 34:19.
That's it,
the Most High is not pleased
See?
with the offerings of the wicked. Neither is he pacified or sinned by the multitude of sacrifices.
Right, there's sacrifices. All right, there's levels to sacrifices, man. All right, that's the greatest sacrifice is one what lay his life on the line for his brothers. They got sacrificing when we make our bodies living sacrifices, infirmities. So level sacrifices are different, man. All right, it ain't just one sacrifice you can make. All right, it's a multitude of sacrifice that coincides with the ultimate sacrifice, which that's what Yahushua did.
Exactly.
All right, he made an ultimate sacrifice. But prior to him making that sacrifice, he came down here and made himself a sacrifice. Right? Catering unto brothers, that's a sacrifice.
Washing the feet.
Is it not? That's sacrificing, man. Taking up his cross, all right, denying, walking in righteousness. He sacrificed because the world wasn't walking in righteousness.
Right.
So he denied himself. Deny yourself. That's a sacrifice, man. We can go on and on.
Yeah, I was trying to say this. Unless a man deny himself, can't follow after me.
You can't serve the Lord.
Serve the Lord.
Except you can sacrifice. Who got that Psalm 55? You hold something?
Yeah, I got something.
All right, come. You got it. You got the Psalm
16.
All right, come. Go
All right,
ahead.
it's Hebrews 7.
Stand on that. Just on that second.
It's Hebrews
All right, come.
7 and
Go
26.
ahead.
For such an high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled,
Yeah.
separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens.
Come.
Talking about Yahushua?
That's Yahushua. Yeah, go ahead and more. It's more.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
They want to bring that down. You want to get on. Get on.
That's Yahushua. Go.
All right, and it says, who needeth not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice.
Yeah. Because he was the sacrifice, man. You know, ultimately, the high priest had to go inside the tabernacle and, you know, particular things.
The holy.
That's why now we have all become the sacrifice. The lambs, animals, that's done away with. All right. Now, what can sacrifice to the Lord? All right. What can?
That's very simple, man.
It's you. All right. Now it's you. All right. That's why you gotta cleanse your spirit so your sacrifice to be righteous to the Lord. You gotta be cleaning at least clean it, walking in cleanliness. All right. Cleaning yourself is allow you to sacrifice.
Blameless, holy.
Right.
Lamb without blemish.
A lamb without blemish. That's Yahushua. Yeah.
Yes.
Or they a law to kill them, man. For you, it was regulations and orders before you go in that tabernacle, man. Or you'll get put down.
Yeah.
You got it. You finished?
Yeah.
And everybody couldn't go into the holiest of holies. Only one man could go, which is at that time it's symbolic to Yahushua. You see? Who was going? It was Moses. Not Moses. Aaron. All right. But what was fire about that? It's just like Yahushua was that sacrifice, that ultimate one, man. Everybody could go in the holiest of holies. They could go in before or whatever, but when they went in, you know, it was what? But one man.
Yeah. Aaron's sons.
I got that one right. Yeah, but they followed in the footsteps of him. The priest, the high priest, had to go in. You know. So go ahead. What? You got more?
Yeah.
Hold on, here, more here.
Right, it says, who needeth not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins, and then for the people's. For he did this once when he offered up himself.
Okay, and that was it. And that would open the altar to sacrifice. Go up to the Isaiah 19 and 19, man. All right? That's why it says in give me Zechariah 12 and 1. Zechariah 12 and 1. A fountain is open, man. What you think that is, man? All right, to what? The whole house of us, man. All right, at least if we couldn't sacrifice, we would have been sacrificed by now. Meaning what? The Lord would have been killed us all. Yeah. It's nothing to give back. The Lord requires something to give back to him, man. If not, he won't blood. Yeah. All right? That's why he killed us people. Yeah. That's why we going to sacrifice for the Lord to kill our ass.
Yeah, man. That's why we out here doing it.
Come on, man.
It takes skill to go out there and do that, man.
You finished?
Yes.
Come on. What you got?
Numbers 3, I'm going to start at 3. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office. And Nadab and Abihu died before Yahweh when they offered strange fire.
There you go. So it's a way. You know what I'm saying? Even though they had the luxury to go in there, you still got to go in there with a right sacrifice, the right way. That's why the Lord is all about order. So everything he got linked to him, you're going to have instructions. So that way, you know how to come to me. It's not going to be an excuse like, well, how do I serve the Lord? Well, this the book of the instructions. This the book of the law. This how you serve the Lord. You can't come your own way to serve him, man. The Lord ain't going to accept the sacrifice.
Well, you got acceptable and unacceptable.
Yeah, that's it. That's it with the Lord. The Lord don't juggle between you. I say come like this. I say don't touch the Ark of the Covenant. And he tried to help and still got killed. The Lord said, look, I said don't touch it, man. That was a bad sacrifice you did. All right? Even though he was like, oh, the Ark of the Covenant was falling, he touched it. No. I said particular people to touch this. And he killed them, man. All right? The Lord means business. So if he say, look, this is the way you sacrifice. Make your body living sacrifice. Come out here, brotherly. Your tights, all right, alms in the storehouse. It's a cover a multitude of sin. You see? So there's no way for you to be standing out. That's why the Lord got a power with you being around us and not knowing what's going on, bro. The Lord have a power. The Lord will kill your ass.
Yeah. Hey, I just read it in
know what's going on and around this thing. and be lackadaisical.
Yeah.
All right?
Standing idle, like I said in Matthew.
Standing idle.
Stand idle with
Why
their
you
hands
standing
in their
idle? He could be sacrificing.
See, I sent y'all there to get all to get
That's
active
my
in the
business,
mission.
man.
That's right. Y'all, we still
Can't live on no bushel.
Yeah. That's why the Lord called particular men to sacrifice, because he knows the spirits.
Yeah.
Like, these men are going to sacrifice correctly. So, you finished?
I'll just finish that. And the dove and the beat who died before Yahweh, when they offered strange fire before Yahweh in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. And Eleazar, Ithamar, ministered in the priest's office in the side of Aaron their father. And the main point is that they offered that strange fire before Yahweh, that strange sacrifice, and look what happened. They had to pay for it with their blood. Yeah, that's right.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me.
Who?
Gather my saints.
Gather. What you think that mean, man? Go get my men. But particular one, man, because there's a lot of men in the earth.
out there, right?
Well, he specified, no, my saints.
Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
A covenant with him by sacrifice. So they didn't make a contract to the Lord like, okay, seeing you know the sacrifice, we have made a covenant, you in my house. The only way out is blood. Because a covenant is like a contract. You sign it, it's a blood contract.
Yeah.
Well, if you signed in blood, the way out is in blood.
Yeah, gotta pay that again.
So if I kill you, you should be good.
Yeah.
He said, no, when I've consumed you, I did you good. But if you get killed in the ministry, it ain't like the Lord ain't tell us this can happen. He said, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice? What if you got to sacrifice your life to show your faith and your love for me? So now you can't say, man, I'm doing all this work. You know, the Lord killed me. Like, what you going to say? You got to be like, look, whether the Lord saved me or killed me, he have done me good. He have done me good, bro. Either way. All right.
See, the scripture say that in there.
Aaron didn't complain when they got killed.
Moses got killed. He was in the strip. Moses' eyes wasn't dim when he died, bro. All right. So now you'll be like, why the Lord killed the man? He led Israel to the promised land and said, all you gonna do is see it, Moses. That's it. You gonna see it. You ain't gonna step foot on it though. And the Lord stood on that business, man. Your jobs, your sacrifice stop there. Like it's not to get you now, but to get Joshua, and they gonna carry, they gonna carry everything on, man. All right, you was to just get them there to the land, and then from there, I'm gonna raise up other men, man.
He gonna raise up Moses.
He gonna raise up Moses, yeah.
Raise up Moses.
Yeah. It says Moses delivered by his own wills. Moses, Job, and which one called it?
Noah, Job.
No, Daniel, and Job. That is, like you said, it was their righteousness. But because of his righteousness, he will raise you up, man. All right, go ahead. Now he finished. He was in God. He was on 116 and 12. It's benefits to assist you sacrificing. The Lord ain't just put us out here and had us just sit ducks and sacrifices. Like, you know what? I ain't gonna even assist them. I ain't gonna give them nothing. Just let me see what they gonna do, man. Nah, man. The Lord gonna always have assisting you, all right, to get back to him, man, and to help get the sheep and the men back to him. Yahweh have always been with us, man. Throughout, whenever we was in trouble, Yahweh was there, man, in the wilderness, all right. Even the Ark of the Covenant, that's for us. But hey, it's heavy. The Lord, Yahweh, don't the scripture say, I will always be with thee, even unto the end? So when you start to look at angels and particular things to the end of the world, you got to be like, hold on. It may not all, like you say, but Yahweh was in there. He was around. We never was left totally without benefits. Go ahead.
Psalm 116 and 12. What shall I render unto the Most High of all his benefits toward me?
See? So it's something you should render for its benefits. His benefits come with the protection of the angels. All right, you got brothers, you know what I'm saying, for help and assistance. Or you got elder and apostles for the wisdom and knowledge of breaking the word down. Yeah. These are all benefits, man. All right, the Lord don't got to give you nothing. All right, he don't got to do nothing. Go ahead.
13. And he said, I will give you, like what I'm saying earlier, I will give you past according to my
that's a benefit.
As a benefit. I ain't got to do shit. scramble all day and try to set them up. Yeah. You can read the Bible till you blue in the face. But yeah, give you passages to feed you so to break it down. So when the seals are open, you gonna understand the knowledge of the Bible. Right. Go ahead,
I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Most High.
He said, I'm going to take the cup of salvation, man. This game, again, when you sacrifice, there's a cup that you got to drink with that, man.
Yeah.
All right? That's why you got to know what you're getting involved in, man. Jake know what he's getting involved in and everything. Jake playing Call of Duty, he know about all of the loadouts to the guns, the ins and outs, how the tactical way to, man, land on this side, we gonna set up bomb. Jake know all that, man.
Yeah.
He know all that.
Yeah.
So it's the same with this, man.
Jake wise to do evil, so when in his truth, you gotta know.
You gotta know it. Yeah, go ahead.
I will pay my vows unto the Most High.
Yeah.
Now in the presence of all his people.
Right, so it says, if thou makest a vow, defer us not to pay. So if this a vow, huh? We gotta pay the vow. The end game of this is this. This should be your mindset, man. Coming in, this should be your mindset. Like, once I get in, man, it's not once I get in, all right, because from the outside and you get in, you cross the threshold, Jake think he made it. That's the beginning.
That's
where the work starts.
That's where the work started. You really? It's the beginning, bro. It's the beginning of sacrifice. Jake, just make it over there.
Get on that side.
I'm gonna get saved. What? No,
That's
indeed. To whom much is given, much is required. On the side, you don't have as much required as you would have here. But if you take the initiative to put yourself in a position to have that, asking questions, I can help all with this, what you'll do, you'll build yourself well and evolving with which is coming in the truth, man. The benefits,
that's it.
It benefits you.
That's it.
Go ahead, bro.
15. Precious in the sight of the Most High is the death of his saints.
Yeah, it says precious. It's a sacrifice. And really, we was dead already because you died when you decided to come serve the Lord. You started killing off things that was on you, man. All right, your inward man being renewed, man. All right, you understand you're dying when you serve the Lord. In John 3 and 31, it says that Yahushua must increase, but we must decrease. What that mean? If you decreasing, what that mean, man? Come on, man. Because why? We're what? Lifting up Yahushua, Yahushua. So we're decreasing, man. All right, we're not taking the credit or the credibility of things. We starting to what? Give the credit towards who deserve it, man.
I got it right here.
You got it.
This Hebrews chapter 13. I'm gonna read verse 15 and 16. By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Praise the who?
To Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
How much?
Continually.
Come on, read it again. So people, Jake can hear it.
Yes. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 15.
Yeah.
By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua continually.
If that's not plain, bro, how you break it down? Let us, through praise, offer the sacrifice continually, man. That's why we gotta keep going. Jake, like, man, we always gotta keep going through this. Man, y'all always gotta talk about them. Or y'all keep talking about the same precepts. And what? The word don't change. He said, man, we keep talking, y'all keep talking about the same precepts. What you mean? When are we gonna put new words in? Like, we gonna put some new words.
Hey, don't take listen to them fucking rap songs.
Over and it's the same word.
Shit over and over.
Jacob, walking, talking contradiction, man.
Right.
Jacob listening to Tupac for 25
years. It ain't never had a problem with
it.
The words never change. Come on, man. When we do it, Jay got a problem. Y'all read the same. They just be bringing out Revelation 13. And what? Well, this was about to happen. What we talk about is hella relevant, man. What we preach about through the Spirit, y'all watching y'all shut. Let me
finish this all. Hebrews 13 and 15. By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to Yahweh Yahushua continually. That is the fruit of our lips.
The fruit of our lips. That's the increase. All right. And what we're increasing is bringing it back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So, yo, again, the fruit is the what? You it said bid my guests that they made
to the marriage.
So that's all we doing. So why you get big minded, big headed? Look, I'm bringing them precepts out. They cutting me, you know, the views up. I'm doing me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man? Acknowledging of you should be put past. Acknowledgement of you should put past, because once you realize, like, I'm decreasing and Yahweh Shai increasing, well, that's the goal. That's the job. That's the job.
I think the scripture say he shall be increased at the latter end.
It said for the end of that man is peace. And so your increase is what? In the kingdom of heaven. That's where everything is at for you. So now you work to get the big paycheck. The big paycheck is eternity. Immortality.
Yes.
But you can't get immortality eternity right now. So why even try to get it? You gotta work in what you need to work in, man.
A little bit more. It says that is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name.
Giving thanks to who?
To his name.
No, our name.
To his name.
No, your mama name.
To his name.
No, the men that be talking around
here. To his name.
Yeah, come on, go ahead.
Verse 16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is well pleased.
And when you go into that word communicate, it's koinonia, all right, which means to be intimate, all right, and intercourse with the Lord, man.
Oh, it's a love, man.
It's a love thing, man. All right, yeah. It don't mean to pick up the phone. I mean, you know, what the number? 1-800 Yahushua, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Now you on call waiting. You know, they got people in front of you. No, man. Take it there, man. Communicate. Just call them. Just call Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Well, the Lord is all right. You calling on me. Well, what do you want? The Lord is a man of action. You calling my name. What are you calling me for?
What you have to offer?
What you got to offer? Because in order to call my name, you got to be putting an offering up here, man.
What's your sacrifice?
What's your sacrifice? All right? It's you would kill yourself if you go to the Lord empty-handed. Who goes to the Lord empty-handed, man? That's it. That's suicide.
You better count the cost, man.
Yeah.
Intimacy.
Yeah, fellowship. Read that. Oh, you know this is one of my favorite here. This is one of my favorite, bro. It's gonna say you. That's why the son said, "Kiss the son, lest he be angry." Meaning to come within him totally, man. When you kiss somebody, you embrace them. All right, you get into them, man. It don't mean to kiss the son on the lips or tongue kiss. What are you talking about? Kiss the son, lest he be angry, man. Do this work. Be within this work, within this congregation, man. Because the men among you is like as if in Yahweh Shah. So you what? Be among those men you build, you love them, and we know what love is according to the scriptures, man. Right, bro? All right. And you do your thing with it. Go ahead, bro.
This Hebrews 13 and 16, that word communicate in the Greek is G2842. Koinonia. Koinonia. It says fellowship. Association. Community. Communion. Joint participation.
Joint participation. What that I word is?
Intercourse.
Y'all know what intercourse is, huh? Jake, y'all know what intercourse is.
You don't know nothing. Jake know
we sure Jake familiar with Jake know what that is.
Yes.
And guess what? Jake wouldn't be late for that. Jake would wait 45 minutes to intercourse. Jake done been laying in the bed, and the woman have been in bed for an hour and a half. You like, what you doing? When I get you ain't leave. Because why? You like, I'm staying here faithfully. And I'm waiting for this intercourse to go down. But Jake don't. But when they come with the Lord, because again, right, is intercourse because this thing requires your time. All right? Just one thing about this truth, it's going to take your time up. But when it take your time up, it'll keep you from going off. Because the only other thing, if you don't deal with righteousness in the Lord, everything out there is wickedness now. The world is strong. Jake don't think the world's strong. Even with this word, the world's strong as a motherfucker.
In the Apocrypha say, unless a man hold himself diligently in
the
word, his house shall be overthrown.
It shall be overthrown. The world don't get you. It's too strong. That's why we constantly stay within this. Because even with the wisdom, if you just take the wisdom of the Lord, right? And you just lead a congregation, you just go in the world to the Lord come get you. You ain't gonna feel well, my man. You're not gonna bid well. Can you make it? I ain't gonna try that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because why try to take on the world, You know what I'm saying? Because you got the heavenly knowledge. Like, nah, stay in your place, teach and do your part, all right, and move around from the world.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta know how you gotta be that. You gotta be that great man in the
In a
society, man. Transparent.
Yeah.
It says the right hand.
No.
Let me go. That's a lot.
Don't miss nothing. Read everything.
The whole read all that thing.
Everything.
The share which one has anything, participation.
So you gotta share, and then so this word, you should be sharing this word.
That's right.
No matter what you have. You can't hold the word up. I got a lesson set up for that. All right, you can't hold wisdom up. The Lord is going to kill you. It's not your wisdom. Now, when Jay said you shouldn't be telling this to everybody, that's whole two different levels. Yeah. All right, the ones you is telling it to is going to be you need to be emptying your oil out, man. Yeah. You gotta have your what? Emptying all your oil out. Because in the end, when it's time to come back and get a recompense on that oil, you want to say you spent it. Don't it say in Proverbs 21:21 that he who spent all his oil is not wise, but keeping it in, that's not the point of I meant to say he spent it up all his oil or something like that. But that's when you just giving you just giving it out. You just giving your oil up, but it's precious because your oil is important to what you receive on your recompense. I still got to precept, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
It says intercourse, fellowship, intimacy.
Yeah.
The right hand as a sign and pledge of fellowship.
The right hand and the sign of pledge of fellowship. You know what a pledge is? That's like a debt. A debt. Yeah, covenant. Like you have committed. Not really a vow to debt. Like I'm
all in this thing.
So when it says be not forgetful to communicate. When you decide to come into the congregation of the men of the Lord, not decide, or when you go in, whatever, through you work, however, you raise a right hand and a pledge to the Lord that I'm going to do what? Yeah. You're going to participate and share anything. Yeah. All right? Like, this is what the Lord said do.
Put your hands to the plow.
Yes. Go ahead.
In fulfilling the apostolistic office.
That's how you fulfill your office, man. Letting your eye be seen with fulfilling the office in his whole. Go ahead.
A gift jointly contributed.
Yeah.
A collection, a contribution, an exhibiting, an embodiment, and proof of fellowship.
That's how you do it. You got to prove yourself, man, amongst the men. Not only is amongst the men, you proving yourself, but you're proving yourself in the eyes of the Lord. All right? It's all to obey God rather than men. Now, if you come in there just to prove yourself to men, you won't be seen to men.
Yes.
All right? Now, you got to be with men, proving yourself to the Lord. All right? That's understanding things, man. That's facts. Get come. Go ahead. I got you.
Ephesians 4:15. Ephesians 4:15 says, "For speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Mashiach, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth."
Every joint supplied. So every part of your body, all right, in order for my arm to move and constructing my hand, my brain had to sing the wave signals to do it. Come on, man. It all had to work in cohesiveness. All right, go ahead.
According to the effectual working in the measure of every part.
Yup, in the measure of every part. So every man, that's why you got to know what part you serve in the body.
Play your role.
That's why they play your role. You got to know what you're bringing to the table. All right, like you got to have an idea. You can't just be around like, well, I don't really kind of know. I just know I'm ready to serve the Lord. No. You start off with that when you hear the word. That gets you to be like, I'm about to go. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. When you get there, the Lord like, you need to find out what's going on, man.
I'll say real quick, that's what Abraham did. He didn't know exactly where he was going. The Lord told him, just move by faith.
Just move by faith. Yeah, pick up your stuff and leave your family. At that time, man, go. Abraham was like, I better. It's the Lord. Once you acknowledge the Lord, you're going to acknowledge that you gotta know what's going on, man. All right? Knowing this part of wisdom is to understand it. Go ahead.
God said, every part make it increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love.
That's how you, every part. Increasing it, man. So you gotta have in your mind, paying homage to your gift is knowing your gift, all right? And also knowing the way you contribute, what you give in, what you doing. That's knowing what's going on. Again, bro, you can't just be on the side, just flat there. I'm out here, man. I believe in the Lord, man. All of this, like, come on, man. Like, no, man. The Lord gonna kill you, man. That's it. You finished?
Yeah.
This is Romans 12:5. Yep. It says, so we being many are one body, our shy, and every one member one of another.
Yup, every one member one of another, man. That's why I say look not on the things of yourself, but look up on the things of others. Because your body requires a full view of what's going on with your feet. You got little fingers on your feet. You like, I gotta go get that cleaned up. Yeah, I gotta, that'll get you gangrene. Which then when you go to the doctor, be like, I gotta take that whole leg off now. Now this leg off, that's gonna put pressure on the rest of the body, man.
Yeah.
All right, like now you gotta work on this working now. Your hip done went out of place. Come on, man. It's gonna be problem on problem on problem, man. That's why one body and all of another. That's why you do something. All right. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 12 and 4.
Y'all got something on the side? When y'all brothers got something on the side? All right, go ahead.
It says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit.
Yep.
There are differences of administrations, but the same Lord.
Right. So why would the Lord distribute to men differences of
Administrations.
the differences of administrations, man? Why would he do that? So you can know your part of your role you play. How can you play a part except you don't know the role? If a director tell you, hey, I want you for a movie, and then when you get on the set, he say, go get in there and knock it out, champ. You're gonna be like, yeah, he like, I know you could do it. You know he pushing you like, I know you could do it. Go knock it out, champ. You dynamite. I just see it in you. And you're gonna be like, wait, what I gotta go. And then he tell you, light, camera, action, go ahead. You just wait, hold on. Let me get off. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like again, you gotta know your role to play it. All right, if you desire to be a part of this truth, you gotta know the desire, man. You can't allow bro, when the desire that come in the tree of life, once you know, man. All right, don't let the desire of a good day overpass you because you didn't know your role and what you had to play for the Lord. That's horrible, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit.
And you gotta trust, again, you gotta trust the gifts what brothers have. You know, if a brother's stronger than you than something, let him rock. All right? That didn't mean you don't know it. He's more decorated for to handle it, bro. You know, he more sharper. Like, let him get busy. That's why the Lord said, that's why I got y'all together. If y'all together, working together, how can anything penetrate y'all?
That's how you build a house, by working together.
Yeah, man. A house is building with wisdom, right?
He set the foundation. All we got to do is build.
That's it.
Read Mark 13 chapter. Say he was a man taking a far journey. He said he left his house. Left it to who? He left it to the carpenters.
That's the carpenters. Put the walls down. The floors, but they had different men. They had different men putting that. The mortar and the bricks, they had different men. The bricklayers, it's different men.
You got the drywall finished.
The drywall.
You got the painters.
Yeah, you got the painters. Come on, you got the roofers.
The plumbers. Yeah.
Come on, the plumbers, man.
Put the insulation in.
You got the electricians, man.
That's it.
Come on. So the Lord, and again, just because you ain't an electrician, that don't mean you ain't a man of the Lord. Jacob say, man, all right. Jacob be like, I just do a little electrician work. I know how to run the water. That's cool. The Lord ain't give you a great measure with that. But that don't mean he pleased you. Jacob. No, man. Your niche is your niche. Just know how you contribute to the Lord, man. And be happy about that. Right? Go ahead.
It says, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits,
bring it out.
To another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
That's it, right? All right. That gotta be your spirit. your weight to serve the Lord, man. You gotta be ready with your niche for when the Lord calls to know what's popping, man.
Well, then I heard about it being being in readiness, man. We got to be on call, ready to go.
And already in mind, man. Yeah. Well, you can't be ready to not know where you're going or what you're doing.
I know what you're gonna get yourself involved in.
That's no way. You never was ready.
That's it.
All right, you just was around.
You was around.
Don't be around. All right, the Lord gonna put you down.
Yeah.
Don't just
So
be around. The Lord gonna put you down.
Yeah.
And you can't listen. You can get shit around men's eyes, do shit on the side, and go back door shit.
Yeah.
But the Lord gonna kill.
Yeah.
The Lord got the angels on you. You are the eyewitness with the Lord. Hell,
When the scripture reading about in Sirach, it said the eyes of 10,000.
You ain't getting around that.
All the way to
That's ultimate watching this right here.
Hey, you can maneuver around, man, when you ain't around doing particular things.
Yep.
But the angels got you.
Got it. That's what he did right here.
The angels got you, man.
Tell you how I tell you the house. They hold the council. How they gonna take your ass
about
up?
the CIA, the feds.
They ain't worried about the men around them saying, yes, you got something. You got something way bigger than that. There's a whole other, a taller order, man. Would you finish with that? But yeah, I don't want to stop. That was edifying, man. Brothers went into a lot of topics or whatever, man. Through the Spirit, that's what the Lord wanted to come out. And we trust in the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim that will shout, man. All right? And we have faith in it. All right? Your faith is shown through your works. So, for brothers on the side, even brothers in this thing, man, we are not exempt from continuing to show our works, all right? And continuing to show and prove to the Lord who we are, man. Let every man prove his own work, that he may have rejoicing in it alone, man. And that's not, you work with co-workers, man, to get the ultimate prize. The penny is for us all. The penny is enough to go around for us all, man. But we contribute to the penny by being dedicated and gathered together, man. All right? The money changes, man. Exchanging the money, man. Giving the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to each other, bouncing ideas off each other, man, and bouncing his faith off brothers that we may inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. So our one desire was edifying, man. Until the next time, we won't give infinite, we won't face the east and give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the aqua that's pushing the truth and sincerity. And a Bible ball. Bible ball. Bible ball. Bible ball. Bible ball. Bible ball. Juan Rashad. Shalom. 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 Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good.